How am I hot like that? Let me see.
I don't know.
Let me check the new
You're
stream.
like a little bit distorted.
Still,
Are we live?
I hit
How does it
live.
sound, everyone?
We
Am
should
I
be
still
going live.
hot?
I don't.
Am
I
I
don't
hot?
hear
Hot?
anything anymore.
You don't hear
Sounds good to
anything?
me. No, I don't hear the feedback. It sounds clear, good and clear on the stream.
Oh, mine isn't even live yet. Hold on. Oh, now it is. There
I
it is.
guess I guess.
Yeah, no, it's fixed.
Okay.
What a
Better.
stupid thing for us to have to cut that in half.
You
Right.
should complain so they look into it and figure out. And
Yeah,
maybe give you,
no, I will.
give you a credit or something.
Yeah.
That's the second time this happened now. It's ridiculous.
Right.
I'm also trying to change the title here. Sorry,
Yeah, give us a
folks.
second, folks.
If anyone's watching this later and wondering what's going on, that our stream on the our first stream messed up. The audio messed up near the last 5 minutes, so we had to restart it, and we're doing that now. I'm just changing the title of my video to somewhat match the first one.
Where's Lance?
We've lost him.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Part 2. All right.
Unbelievable.
Sorry, everyone.
Unbelievable.
And I was just going in. If I think I'm gonna do it again, I'm not.
You were on fire too.
I know. I didn't want to interrupt you, Rebecca, because
And
you were
I think my chat's
right in the
probably
middle.
turned
But it's
off.
like, oh no, I don't think anybody can hear you. We've got to find a way to get the audio so people can hear what you were saying.
Now, Mike thought it was funny. He didn't want to interrupt you because he thought it was hilarious. That
No,
you were
I just
talking and talking and talking to no one.
You know, and y'all know once I start, you gotta stop me because I'm gonna. You gotta find a place to get in there.
All right, chat should be turned on now. If anyone's watching, refresh your feed. Chat should be working now. I forgot you have to enable chat. This is so. Why does YouTube do this shit? I feel like it's only political chat. My other channel, my second channel, chat's always enabled automatically. It's only this one. Yes. But that one is categorized as a gaming channel. This one is categorized as politics. So chat is turned off automatically.
Leanne said, "Let him in."
Oh, he is here.
Yeah, I was like, I hear all you talking shit, and I'm like, I'm in the.
He was yelling.
I'm like, where's Lance?
I was looking.
Yeah,
over here
I'm like
my stream.
I'm like literally waiting. I can hear you talking shit. Fuck. Rebecca, to all the points you made, I did want to say that I agree. Because like I too, I think like most of us, we've all gone through our cult mala phase, right? We've all talked fuck tons of shit, and I'll probably continue to do that, along the way as well as aggressively on October 6th. But yeah, I agree with the general sentiments that y'all are making.
My sentiments summarized is basically, yes, we all have a feeling about her, or may not, good or bad, or however in between. However, we got work to do. Right now, put a pin in it. Get her in office and hold her accountable. And if she ain't doing good, we have 4 years to start molding up somebody else to take that place in 4 years after that. And that's more of what we say we can do than if we have Donald Trump. This is somebody who just literally said that he wanted to give police officers immunity from prosecution. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, we can't, it's going to be very dangerous.
Like, more so? Like, he wants to enhance qualified immunity.
Yeah, no, he said that at the
They need more immunity.
Yeah, he said that. And
what a freak.
It's problematic. And we know he's going to uphold more gruesome things until under Donald Trump, genocide, right? It's gonna happen. It's gonna be definitely they'll pull through for that.
He did the first time in Yemen.
You see, like it's like, and then with Netanyahu coming here and having conversations before our American leaders and them clapping and cheering him on for promoting more genocide. And to me, that's problematic. And Donald Trump will probably just y'all, we got to do the right thing, y'all. Like, I mean, for 2 seconds, because this is how long we got until the elections. 2 seconds, please think about your future. And if any time the lesser of whatever 2 evils was a thing, it's now. Because even if you think that she's evil or whatever, please think of your future. Do your research. Look at policies. Look at if people are stuck on the checks that they got during the Donald Trump presidency, Like, let's be for real.
I don't think anyone watching this is going to be that.
Nobody watching this. But the people in the
is
comment sections on some of the places that I've seen, it's really stupid.
God,
and they're
insane.
posting like, I'm not with her. I'm not with her. I'm not with her. So we got things to do. We got work to do. So
you know what? I don't even like, if you're not gonna vote for her, like, that's fine. I think vote shaming.
Yeah, it's
bad.
not gonna work either.
I don't like vote shaming.
Work.
But like, just don't vote for her. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Just like I don't like how like how people try to vote shame you into voting for somebody. Well, I don't like that you're vote shaming people for deciding that for their own good they want to vote for somebody. Like, don't shame someone who's choosing to vote in this election.
Still.
Yeah, Matt, you're really quiet.
What I'm saying, he's low, and
always something. Always fucking.
It's always something. We can hear
at least
you.
we're not stuttering anymore.
I hear him fine. It's just a bit low.
Unbelievable. How about now? Is that a little bit better? What the fuck?
No, you're.
I don't think it's coming into the mic. It might be coming in through.
Yeah, I think you're coming in through the computer, not your.
It's definitely coming in through the.
It's clear. It's just not loud enough.
Who the?
If it was the computer mic, we hear the.
But vote shaming, you're right. But if you're not going to vote, just don't vote. But stop putting out information, especially if you aren't going to vote and you have a huge platform, and putting out misinformation is going to be super problematic for the people, because it's like groups and groups of people. I think will be beneficial to, like, especially Black people, like that. Our vote. If our vote didn't count, why were white people in America trying to get us not to vote, right? Taking that right from us. Till this day, we know that voter suppression is such a big thing because they know our votes are so powerful. So I don't give a damn. Vote or don't vote, but don't like put out this information that is going to hurt. Like, I've seen some people with bigger platforms who were saying that they weren't going to vote for her, and some people
they
are using
have ulterior motives. Like the people you're talking about, I probably think like you asking them not to do it is only going to fuel them to do it more. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they have good intentions, some of those people. So it's
and because they have
check. How's that? 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
You got it.
Wow. All right, cool.
That's clear. That's your mic. That's your mic.
Did.
That's your usual.
That was the trick.
Hey now. Hey.
And people are so caught up right now on trying to
star.
be contrarian, and some people want to be the
smartest leftist in the room.
the intellectualized person. And
I just roll
reverse.
my eyes. I've already muted like 3 or 4 accounts that are doing that shit. I'm just, you know what? I don't want to hear this for the next 4 months. Fuck off. Bye. Like, I'll bring you back later because I still I want to hear what you have to say occasionally, but I'm not gonna deal with your bullshit for 4 months.
Listen, I don't even give a shit. I'm getting libbed up for this moment. I'm gonna be hopeful for a little bit before I start hating Kamala on November 6th. Okay, let me have this moment. Let people have this moment. Let's all get libbed up together, and then we'll feel shame later. Right now, there's hope. Okay, just let people hang on to this little bit of hope. Okay.
Yeah, and then I have to say too, for my Black brothers and sisters, and however you identify, I want you guys to understand it's cute for us, like 5 days ago when we found the news out that she's going to be possibly president, like she's running, right? She was endorsed by Joe Biden. But we don't have it to just sit and celebrate. We can't. It just doesn't work like that for us. We have to really hit the ground running. Because if we sit and just be like, oh, she repped that pink and green, she went to an HBCU, she did all that, it's not going to work for us. It's cute to see, right? She has Beyonce as her background music, but we have work to do. We don't get to just be so excited. We really got to hit the ground running, because we got to reach as much people as we can for this fight. And for people who can't donate or whatever, this is the time that we really have to start denouncing a lot of the misinformation, give them the resources where they can see what her policies are going to be, and all those things, because people are just sitting on the one kind of view of her. And I think there's so much more information and people out there, and I was saying a few days ago, like you all have probably covered things about Kamala or will cover some things about her. Your favorites are covering stuff about her. And so if anybody needs to know, there's resources out there. So it's not only that she's an AKA or that she's Black or that she's pretty. I see a lot of people stuck on the fact that, oh, she's pretty and I think we should vote for her because she's pretty. No, find out how she's really going to help, because there are things
that's enough for them. If that's enough for them, then
whatever Pokemon gets you to the polls.
I'm not vote shaming. I said,
I'm not going to vote shame.
If you're choosing to vote,
it's more than vote shaming. I think for when I'm speaking to Black folks, because I feel like we can get so caught up in just that superficial part of it when this is literally, y'all, this is going to be our life. We've been fucked up for so long. This is literally going to be our life, and we got to know why we're putting the importance of why we're putting them in. I understand the vote's going to be great, but after that, it's like we just don't. We've done it before where we're choosing the lesser of two evils, or we've done it before where we've done that already, and when the person was seated, which was Joe Biden, it was kind of like a lot of the things that were promised didn't go through. And then we were all upset. Nah, we got to know what this person stands for, what they're about, what we're going to hold them accountable for when they sit their ass in there, and what we're going to do if they're not doing what they need to do. So I need the voters to be amped up to not only just vote, but just to know why we're voting, why it's important.
Yeah, and
I gotta say though, like, if it wasn't for Gaza, I think Biden's actually impressive. Like his labor record, like I did not expect him to be so as pro-labor as he is. Someone like Lena Khan as well when it comes to antitrust. Like I didn't expect some aspects of his administration at all based on his history. Yeah. So it's if anything, he's definitely exceeding my expectations. But yeah, like I hear what you're saying that people should be informed. I just people don't have time is half the problem.
Yeah, no, but there's enough time to know a little bit more about her. I've learned so much in the last few days, to be honest. So like I said, there's resources out there. If it literally it's so much. So people are doing what they can do, and I think it's great because there's a lot of people who are going to put a lot of bad out there as well. So the more that you know, from here and now, we can stay focused and we'll make it to the polls and put that vote in. So because there's a lot of swaying that they're going to try to do between now, because it's such a short amount of time. We want to keep it hot. We want to keep good in people's ears right now about it. And then I talk about go ahead. The value. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say Trump just backed out of the debate. I don't know if y'all saw.
Did he really?
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, he's formally dropped. That's that's not very alpha.
Oh my god! I really wanted to see it.
You know? Yeah, it's kind of a low T move.
He's gonna get destroyed. If anything, politically, that's a good move.
Wait, where do you see that he officially? Oh wait, I see it now.
I'm seeing Sam Stein.
I think it's on.
Trump
I saw it on.
Says he's backing out of the debates.
Yeah.
Here, I can. I will present.
Wow. I mean, look, if I were him, I would do the same thing. He's gonna be called a chicken, but he saw how one bad debate went for Biden. Wow.
Let's throw this. There we go. Trump camp says he's backing out of the debates.
Kind of soy.
Given the continued
really
political
weird
chaos surrounding crooked Joe Biden and the Democrat Party, general election debate details cannot be finalized until Democrats formally decide on their nominee. There is a strong sense, which they will by the debate, which is September.
Yeah, this is so stupid.
There's a strong sense by many in the Democrat Party, namely Barack, which that's spelled wrong. Barack Hussein Obama, that Kamala Harris is a Marxist fraud. We cannot. What is he even talking about?
What year is this that they're doing the Barack?
They're trying to say somebody other than Kamala before.
What year is this that they're doing the Barack Hussein Obama?
Yeah, he's going back in time. That Kamala Harris is a Marxist fraud who cannot beat President Trump, and they are holding out for someone better. Therefore, it would be inappropriate to schedule things with Harris because Democrats very well could still change their mind.
Wow.
But just a few days ago, he said that he would absolutely debate her.
Little scared child. What a scared child.
Wow. She genuinely is horrified of her. That's crazy.
If he doesn't do it, she's just got to do the thing that Ossoff did.
Empty podium.
Yeah, he would look so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
He would look, just go ahead with it.
They still got to hold something for sure. Yeah.
Just
I think Kamala would do that. She's much more savvy.
On a national scale for president, that empty debate that empty podium debate would be insane.
Yeah.
It would get so much more of a reaction for her and against him than like a senatorial
So Vice President Harris just quote tweeted the news saying, "What happened to anytime, any place?" ?
I love
liking this. I'm feeling lived up. Yeah, we're not going back. We're never going back.
We're not going back.
We're not going back.
Not going back.
I'm not going back.
This is my fight song.
No, don't. Don't curse it.
Wrong song. That campaign launch ad is really good, by the way. I would share it if it wasn't, copyrighted. Beyonce songs on it, but it was I think a really strong launch ad for a campaign.
It was. It's nice to just be hopeful again. But
the
you know
Beyonce
what?
song?
Since we're hopeful, David, I think you should do the segment.
Oh, all right. So, JD Vance, I prepared this segment for my own channel, but I figured this is better with you people since we can all enjoy it together.
This excited for a segment before.
It's just that I actually prepare something for once for this podcast. So I have prepared a discussion on JD Vance. JD Vance, you may have heard that he has a fondness for couches. So this is a real headline that was in the AP. No, JD Vance did not have sex with the couch. So I'm leading with this because they ended up having to take this down. I will explain how we got to this point. Yes, question.
Okay. I was going to say, how can they fact check that? They don't know if he's never had sex with a couch.
Did they check the couch in question for semen?
I think that's why they took it down.
Well, that's exactly the reason why. So as Andrew noted here on Twitter, how do you fact check that? Do you interview the couch? Because the reality is he may very well have. They don't know that you can't fact check that. So I want to get into some of the fun that people have had with this story, because over the past, really since a week ago, I'll show you how it started, but I want to show the memes first before I get to the genesis of this whole story. This is one of my favorite ones. I did not have sectional relations. Here's a really good one. JD Vance when she wants to get on top. The angle of his face and eye line is a good giveaway. Dude only has eyes for one thing.
I was like, this counts as a threesome.
Okay, guys, don't hate me for this. I've seen the couch stuff, right?
I'm so happy you don't know about this.
Yeah, I don't know where it's stemming from. So don't hate me.
Internet poison you all the time. I feel so bad, Rebecca.
I know.
Ashley? No, Ashley Furniture. Hell yeah. Here's a good one. Whatever you do, don't tell JD Vance about this couch.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, damn. Pussy right there. Hell yeah.
That's a caked up ass couch. God damn.
Yeah.
I want to really feel you, though. Oh my god. JD Vance pauses the video. Here's another one. JD, no, that's not what intersectional means. This one is really good. I have a raging boner. I need a couch now. Call JD Vance 877 couch now.
I don't know the reference on this one.
It's a commercial. It's a commercial.
Even I've seen that commercial. Do not show the couch to JD Vance.
What? I don't show that couch to me. What the fuck is that?
That's
oh my god.
Multiple couchissies on one. That's amazing.
When you let JD Vance house sit. And the last one I have, unfortunately, it might not hit as well because we cannot hear the are not allowed to play the music over it. But this is a fantastic little if I can get it working video.
I love that this is the first segment you prepared for on the Leftist Mafia.
We can't play the music. But imagine some romantic music over top of this.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and this goes on and on and on. Just him looking at beautiful couches.
Oh yeah.
So here is the genesis of this story. Somebody tweeted this that they then deleted, and I'll explain as to why. Can't say for sure, but he might be the first VP pick to have admitted in a New York Times bestseller to fucking an inside-out latex glove shoved between two couch cushions, and then references the pages.
And Hillbilly
didn't happen.
Yeah.
This is completely made up.
It didn't happen?
When you go to that page, it's all made up.
Again, we don't know if this didn't happen. What we do know is that it's not in the book.
It's not in the book.
Right.
Yes.
And he has not publicly denied it yet. And like I that's why I want us to keep pushing the memes, because this could become a debate question. If we get this, we've already gotten onto AP News.
They're not going to let it become a debate question. They're not going to.
That's up to us.
After that tweet, people just ran with it. Someone else, people were tweeting about it without even reading the pages, just liking it it was real. It kept going on. Wait a minute, JD Vance fucked his couch and then wrote about it. Like this is how shit spreads. JD Vance fucked his couch, and why is this rumor so believable?
I love that they have to report about this. I love that so much.
Yeah. So you know what?
So he put a condom on, allegedly.
A latex glove, allegedly, between two couch
and then
cushions.
put it through his couch, and the friction. He
went to town.
He wanted to see what it was like, so he fucked his.
He got some couches.
Isn't he married or?
Well, Hillbilly Elegy is his coming of age. Is his coming of age
true.
story?
He would have been aged.
But so
he's okay. I know nothing about this man. Never
American
heard of
Pie
him
moment.
until recently.
You do know he's a couch fucker, so there's that.
I know that, and I know
allegedly we've heard,
and I've learned a lot about him as well. But the couch thing seemed not important to me at the time. I'm like, it didn't seem great, but yeah. But I see people are gonna make it a thing. It's already become a thing because I've seen couch everywhere.
I will say it's important in the sense that it helps to just turn this guy into a clown. We shouldn't.
But he was already a clown when I saw that he was a Trump hater. No, he was already a clown when I saw that he was a Trump hater. Already a clown, and turned around.
But
we
should make fun of these people.
Do you want to read the other passage that I stumbled across?
Yeah,
so Mike apparently uncovered
page 21.
So
do you want to read it out loud, David?
Well, you wrote it. Why don't you read it
in a Southern accent?
You got to put on an accent.
I'm not going to put an accent on.
Who has a Southern accent?
Read it.
You really got to get into the style. Okay.
Does he doesn't have a Southern accent, JD Vance.
It doesn't matter. The occasion calls for one.
Yeah. So this is page 21 of Hillbilly Elegy. Life in Jackson ain't quite like it is elsewhere.
Wow, you sound racist as hell.
Does it? Damn.
Is it? Continue.
Okay.
You're giving off plantation owner.
Okay. Is it? Oh no, I didn't expect my accent to be that good. Okay, I'm sorry. Just because we were poor didn't mean we didn't know how to throw a party and have a gosh darn all good time. Lindsay, I think this is his sister, and I threw a big party with the fellas from the gas station one night. We filled up a bucket with fruit punch and vodka, blasted 80s rock, and got high as kites. That's the first time I experimented with shrooms. Lindsay woke up with a penis drawn on her face, and I found an empty M&M's minis container shoved halfway up my ass. Don't quite know how it got there, but to be honest, but it wasn't as pleasant as the hot dogs we'd used for makeshift dildos in college. Still, that was one hell of a night. And he goes on to talk about his Meemaw and Peepaw and whatnot. But yeah, page 21.
People got to read this book, man. There's a lot in
this
book.
Is that really in the book, or is this made up?
It's a movie by Ron Howard. Ron Howard turned this into a movie for Netflix. Glenn Close is in it. She
was this scene in the movie?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. Yeah.
This is some sickery stuff, but
they're demons. I told you.
Yeah, this is disgusting. This is
no, this is not real. Also, I have to say that before I get sent.
Okay, please, because I'm like, did AI create that? I don't know. That made me uncomfortable, and your accent made me feel like I was somewhere where I shouldn't have been. Like it was a sundown town. Okay, but you guys. I don't know if you guys had seen the news, and I don't want to make it all drab, but I am. I'm going to take it there. With the recent conversation that even Donald Trump just had about giving cops immunity from whatever the hell that they do, but just basically making them untouchable as well. And we know that they're already pretty much like that here in America. But the recent news on July 6th of the tragic execution of Sonia Macy out of Illinois, when she called 911 because she felt like there was an intruder in her home, and she called 911. They sent out, of course, cops, and whether or not people want to say she did have she was having a mental episode or not. Her children said that she suffered from, I believe, schizophrenia and anxiety. And they said that she was having some sort of an episode, but it wasn't that bad. And when the cops did come in, sat with her and talked to her, she had a boiling pot of hot water. And they told her to go turn it off. They walked her over to it, one cop in particular. And she looked at him and he said something to her in regards to the water. And I'm going to read it like this. I have a short version. 2 deputies arrived, one of them being Sean Grayson. Sean Grayson is the cop that shot her. They followed her as she searched for identification. While inside, Grayson spotted a pot of boiling water on the stove and asked her to remove it. Sonia is her name, Sonia Macy. After picking up the pot, Sonia asked the officers, who visibly distanced themselves from her, why they moved away, saying, where are you going? And they say, away from your hot steaming water. Grayson answered. Sonia says, in response, away from hot steaming water, questioning it. And then she looked up at him and she says, I'll rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Right. Then he responds to her, pulling out his gun on her and said, you better fucking not. I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you right in your effing face. Then removes his firearm and closes the distance between them. And then she began to kneel behind a counter and can be heard saying, I'm sorry, as he continued to advance towards her. And then he fires 3 shots, striking her with the bullet below the eye in the face that exited from the back of her neck. After the shooting, the other deputy that was there said he was going to go and get his medical kit. You can hear on the body cam where he says, no, a headshot, dude, she's done. And then she was later pronounced dead. In the video, I haven't watched it, but I did read some transcript and people talking about it. She's in the kitchen. It was so much blood. So much blood. So I'm sorry to the people who already watched it. I haven't watched it, but I've read the transcript. I know there's a 36-minute video, breakdown, all of the above. So many people talking about it. I didn't watch it because I feel like I've seen this video a million times already with other people and I can't take it, right? But knowing that this happened July 6th, the family wasn't even aware until just recently as to what really happened, because they were told that the intruder was the one that took her life, when in fact it was Officer Grayson that took her life, and they were trying to figure out what kind of news they were going to give out, trying to hide it. And finally, the son didn't find out until it was on the news and had to call the family about it. And again, this occurred on July 6th, and the body cam footage just came out a few days ago. So
one of the 2 cops didn't even turn on their body cam, right? Like that's only because the other cop had his already on. The other one turned his on after the execution, basically.
Yeah, the cop himself. And so the other one was the one that captured everything. And so it is very unfortunate that this is what cops can do. His history already, he done jumped from so many other places employed as an officer, and he has a history of this type of behavior. And the fact that he wasn't vetted at this place. And then this was first of all, we were never going to hear about this until this body cam footage came out. The fact that the police department was holding this information, the other officers knew. There were so many officers outside, and they still gave the family the information that she passed away from an intruder, knowing what happened. Is very just
murder, right?
Yeah, shut down an execution. Yeah. Shut down the whole department. And then
there are comments saying that they then said that she committed suicide. Like, I guess they changed their story.
Yeah, they tried so many different things. They were throwing out a whole bunch of different stories to the family. And the father the son was told something, the father was told something, the daughter everybody was told something different. A lot of the news that they were getting were coming from the news itself, and as it was coming out. And if my thing is also, if the officers, and this is why it's so scary to be having a mental breakdown and then to have anxiety and be in front of cops, it's super duper scary. You're looking for your identification. It's scary. They're telling you to go take the pot off the stove. You go over there. The anxiety. I know when I'm super anxious because I suffer with anxiety, and I know when I'm super anxious, I get weird. I get like a lot of crazy. You don't know what's going to come out of your mouth. You don't know, right? And so in that moment, if there was this is why I say too, with officers, they're not trained to de-escalate. I like to say that officers are trained to shoot to kill when they see Black people specifically. Already they're a threat, whether you're a woman or you're a man. If you're Black, you're already a threat. And so when they come there and you can identify and see that there is an issue that may possibly be a mental issue, you are not trained to de-escalate. Call somebody to the scene to be able to do that. What sucks is she called for help and she lost her life. Mm-hmm. She called for help and she lost her life. And we would have never heard about the story until this body cam footage came out. The family would have never knew the truth until the body cam footage came out. They thought the intruder gone away. Then they were hearing all these different other stories. And I believe that now he is, behind bars right now, and waiting trial. But with this whole thing, it's like, we know there needs to be, I know people don't say this much anymore, but defund the damn police, like reformation or whatever. Something needs to happen. It
wasn't a radical slogan. It wasn't. Yeah. I was so pissed off that all the energy from the second Black Lives Matter movement and the protests and all that, all of a sudden it's like, oh, that's not going to be a very productive conversation for us to have. No one wants to defund the police. We need more police. But absolutely. It's like, this shit you can't fix, right? Like, it's so deeply embedded in this fucking white supremacist organization whose roots were about maintaining slaves. There's so much fucked up about that entire from the top on down system that honestly, you don't have to be an abolitionist, but you can certainly look at this is fundamentally fucked. Every single time one of these stories happens.
Absolutely. Oh,
I watched the video and it honestly it doesn't make any sense how it went down.
Yeah, I watched it too. I was gonna say that.
She's told by them to go remove the water that was heating up in the pot on the stove. First of all, in what world would they tell her to do that if they thought she was a threat, even in the slightest? Why wouldn't they just go over and fucking remove it themselves? That's so bizarre. But then second of all, she's removing the pot and they're talking back. There's a conversation going on sort of and it's not on edge or something. They're having I think there's even laughter or something.
Yeah, she was joking when she said, "I rebuke you." It wasn't serious at all.
And then she says that, and the guy fucking freaks out. Did he not know? Did he not know what that meant, or what it It was very bizarre.
And for me, when you're not a good person, and when you know that you came in there for a certain reason, and I think he heard it and took it as, "Oh, is she threatening me? Is she and she's holding this?" It was already in him. He was already, like I said, they literally are trained to shoot to kill. Whatever this woman did that made him feel small or attacked or whatever in that moment, that's all he saw. And that's his history in the police department. And again, he wasn't really vetted in this most recent police department, in his most recent. Yeah. So
a lot of these guys get fired or lose their job, and they just go to another department in another county over and get hired. It's not so much that they aren't vetted. They know exactly who these guys are. They just don't care.
And that's a problem. It's a problem. Yeah. And so, because those people will continue to do it, they did it in this city, they moved to another city, and they will do it again. So yeah, it's a damn problem, because if you have a history of doing this and you're going to places that may be predominantly Black or whatever, you have this kind of feeling for a certain type of people in your heart, you head over to their house when they're calling for help. The smallest thing you're triggered on, and now you're shooting to kill. You tell this lady immediately. He tells her when she says that, he'll shoot her. I'll shoot you right now. And he did it. He did it within seconds.
Same thing with Derek Chauvin, right? He had a history of being a fucking racist ass cop who had done a ton of shit where like people were like, that's fucked up. You shouldn't be a police officer. You shouldn't have a badge. Like this is fundamentally going to cause more and more suffering. But
and people were saying online and trying to say, oh, you know, mentioning that she had a mental health issue is not important. First of all, yes, it is, because people could, it does not make her less of a person. It doesn't mean that she was meant to be shot down. It does not make her, none of that. She should be here regardless. I don't care what was happening. She called for help, period.
But also, if the person that calls the police is the person that they perceive as the threat and there's no one else in there, just don't go inside the fucking house. Like, just don't go in the house.
They're not trained for that.
There's nobody in the house who called you. She called you. Why are you going in the house and treating her like she's the criminal?
Because she's black, period.
Well, yes, it's a you know what I'm.
Yeah, it sucks though. And I agree with you 100%. On a regular day, in a perfect world, she called. So why are you going into her house to go and like check and make it seem like she is the problem? If you see that there is something probably mentally going on here, let's get some help. Let's get some actual help. She called 911. Y'all came as cops. Y'all could have called emergency. Y'all could have got her the help she needed or figured it out. Walk throughout the house, check out, like do those kind of things, make her feel protected, because literally you guys are here to protect and serve. Ain't that the model for them in America? And they never do that, especially for a particular type of people. Historically, it's just not right. And then on top of that, it's like, I've covered another story like this where a woman who was having a mental issue, a mental crisis, they sent somebody, the family called over the cops to go and check on this woman, and then put her in handcuffs in the back of the car. We're going back and forth with this woman, didn't even properly secure her in the back of the car, and she ended up dying, rolling out and dying. And they tried to cover that up as well. So this is the type of, like, you get to her house, you put her in handcuffs, and it's like, this is what they do. There's no actual help. They're not trained to do the proper thing. If you get there and something's happening like this, it's not to make the person feel like a mental issue is, a mental issue is not to be criminalized for, or make you feel like you're a threat, or like find the help for this person. Like, you can't help them, so figure out how to de-escalate. She had no weapon in her hand. She had nothing. And
the first thing that she said when she opened the door after calling them was, "Please don't hurt me."
And
the cop was like, "Well, why would I hurt you? You called me." And turns out you'd end up killing her. You know, she was right to be afraid. It's so tragic.
And that's a good part. That is literally before everything went down. She opens the door and tells them, like, and has the conversation with themselves, and "Please don't hurt me." And they literally told her they weren't going to hurt her. And exactly her fear happened.
Yeah.
She lost her life. She's a mother. She was a wife. She was going through things. She called for help and she lost her fucking life. And people are upset that, okay, we're bringing this up at this time. You know, no, we have to say her name, and because immediately, probably in like 2 weeks, people are going to forget about this. This is such a major thing it's not a one-off. It's happening too many times, and it's becoming too normal, and it should not be. How many times do we have to discuss like how Black Lives Matter and how police officers should not look at Black people as little targets, as threats? You are trained for a purpose, and somebody calling for help, and you and your ego and your anger issues and all this other shit needs to be put out the window. And then when the first thing that the woman said was, "Don't hurt me," and you tried to reassure her that you would not. And for 1 second, when she's made a comment to you, you felt like your life was threatened from a boiling pot of water.
It's
you guys are
inconceivable that he can even think that the boiling water was a threat. Like, it seemed like her saying "I rebuke you" jokingly was what he took as the actual threat.
Yeah.
Like, he thought she was casting a spell on him.
Yeah, like, "Oh, you calling
that's
me?
how I took it.
You think I'm Satan?" And you turned out to be. You turned out
because he said it like twice. Like, there was no indication she was gonna like splash the water on his face. Like, she said, "I rebuke you," and he said, "What did you say?" And he said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." But she was joking.
She was begging for her life and saying, "I'm sorry," and you shoot her.
But it wasn't even. That's not even. But that can't even. That's not even a threat. Like,
right? No.
Like, it doesn't like people like the way this conversation is sounding. It sounds like, I don't want it to be. We're saying it the wrong way, and people come away thinking like, oh, she said something that she said jokingly, but could have been perceived as it wasn't at all.
It couldn't be perceived at all as a threat.
Yeah, she was putting the pot in the sink and like pouring. They even mentioned the steam or whatever. She was doing what they told them to do, and as she was doing it, she replied to something he said to her, and I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, and he fucking freaks the fuck out.
Yeah. She was saying it very clearly jokingly.
You know what's so funny? Because I'm like, what if she did see something evil in him or whatever? What if she did see anger in him or whatever? She started off telling them people, do not hurt me. And then she was looking for her identification, all nervous. Right. Cops probably were making her nervous as hell. And, she might have.
But it wasn't even. It wasn't. It was just an offhanded, like little, comment. It wasn't anything in relation to. It was. That's what makes it so extremely. It was such casual bizarre.
Conversation.
She was just. Yes, if you watch the video, they're actually talking at this point. And I swear I remember there being like a lesser serious, like, I don't want to say the word lighthearted, but there was like the cops were like joking with each other as she was doing it because it wasn't that big of a deal.
That's the way that's how it felt to me too, Matt.
Yeah, and then she just says this comment like herself as if she's trying to like also be part of like this like sort of like lighthearted conversation to make sure it's that everything's cool, and he freaks the fuck out. It's so bizarre. It's so weird.
What's the other officer doing when that happens?
He freaked out.
He follows the main cop's lead and pulls his gun out too.
But then he tried to get the medical. Once he did that, he thought I think he was freaked out so much he thought like he was in crisis, like let me go get the medical. And then how that cop responded, because I did hear the audio for that, where he was just like, it's a headshot, she's done. Like it was almost like proud, like I finished her. And then when they went outside, he starts cursing on audio, like she's a crazy ass bitch, that type of stuff with the other cops. Having that conversation outside while she's bleeding.
Yeah, building the narrative to cover up the fucking murder, essentially. That's it, right? Like, she was crazy. She was coming at me. You saw it. Fucking, she was going to throw the hot water on me. It's self-defense.
And there's, again, that knowing what happened, and she could have been here, and this person was sleeping every night since July 6th until he went to jail, but he was sleeping good while family didn't even know what the truth was at the time, and they were trying to build their story for his ass.
Whenever I see a story like this, I think about all the stories that are covered up that we just don't hear about.
Yeah,
like this is probably just a rare example of this shit actually getting out and us seeing what actually happened, because this definitely happens a hell of a lot more, and we just never hear about it.
Yes, it is. And cops get away with a lot of stuff. I remember covering a story here years and years ago in Cobb County where a cop that was revered started out as a police officer in Cobb County, ended up going and becoming, I believe, like a fed or over the narcotics unit, a head police officer, whatever. And he started planting, and he did this for years. And he started training up other officers that were coming up, young ones, planting things into minority students' cars they would be speeding, and he'll throw drugs in there and tell them, yeah, you did have drugs. And, it's kids that probably were drinking or something. So they would be like, I didn't have drugs in there. And then he'll do it to people who were well aware that they never did drugs. And a lot of them, he would tell them, if you do, like, it was so bad, and he got away with it for such a long time. So again, training up younger officers to do the same thing behind him. And he was very revered in the community. They loved him, all of this stuff. He was tough on crime, yet he was attacking these students until one was like, fought it, went to the system and made them do a whole investigation on him, and they took away all his awards, all that other stuff. But he didn't go to jail for what he did, putting other people behind bars or making them go pay tickets or whatever the case may be. The authority that these people abuse when they become officers. I remember living in New York, and for years I was afraid of the cops. They could be regular, they first day on, and they just walk around and like, yo, like, y'all can't touch me. You can't, like, they will fight you. Like, on every corner, on whatever. They will come at you. They will scare you. They will tell you, like, tell this person to shut up or I'll shoot, like all kinds of stuff. And that was the first time I really seen it like that. But then even when I was 12 years old, y'all know my stories with the cops is never good. When I was 12 years old, a cop had a whole AK-47 AK on my back when I just went to get the mail at my own house because my neighbor said I was breaking into my house. It was terrible. These people get away with so much. They never apologized to me for that. They never said nothing. They get away with all of this type of stuff. If they think something is wrong, if they say something is wrong, if they feel something is wrong, if they feel like you talk to them dirty, if they feel like you looked at them crazy, that badge doesn't give serve and protect for a lot of different communities. And it gives more so they have this power and this authority. They cannot be touched. So much so that Donald Trump's ass just said he wants to give these people immunity from the stuff that they'll do while they wearing their badge. That is going to be, imagine America like that. We already kind of live like that with the stories they cover up every single day that we don't know about. Now imagine these people getting off scot-free, keeping their jobs, not going to jail, nothing.
Yeah,
Terrible.
To your point, Rebecca, about defunding the police, this is why it's so important, because she wouldn't have had to call the police if there was actually somebody she could have called to show up for her specific needs.
Like the Dallas Stars program.
Right.
You heard about that one? That successful pilot program.
Right.
They divert. Right now, it's about, I think, 6% of 911 calls to counselors and social workers who can handle domestic disputes, people with mental health episodes, people are having, some kind of a psychotic breakdown or something like that. And it's so successful that even the campaigns to try and stop it haven't been able to close the pilot program down, because it's just been it's working, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, if you are my niece just became a clinical therapist, took years training.
Nice. Congrats.
Yeah, congrats to her. It took training, it took school. A cop can't do that job. They have a very specific set of
it's all self-defense. Yeah.
So it's to expect them to do
that's the
job of a medical, a healthcare professional is inconceivable to me. But they're supposed to be, mental health care professionals. They're supposed to deal with
divorce
people.
Attorneys, domestic abuse supervisors.
Exactly. Unhoused people. They're supposed to be the landlords to evict them off the street. It's just that this is why people said defund the police, because you have to put funding into other resources so that way police aren't the one-size-fits-all approach to all of society's problems. And if you actually are one of these bootlickers who love the police, that's good for them because it makes their jobs easier. It's good for them. It's good for society. So this is why I was really frustrated that people started to move away from defund the police because, Republicans had attacked it. But I mean, the overall premise, I don't care what
Liberals
you call
attacked it. Obama attacked it. He was
Obama attacked it.
It's not good messaging, blah blah blah. I think there's a better way to go about this. We should do reform and all this kind of stuff. It's motherfucker. I've been listening to police reform as long as I've been politically active. There might be a couple gestures, there might be a township or municipality that experiments, but there's no, broadly speaking, it's still nearly half the city budget of most major cities is going to the fucking police. Over everything else, over libraries, schools, teachers, books, custodian, everything the city needs to work.
So I don't care what you call it, but the original goal of defund the police, funding everything else in society as well, not just police. I think however you rebrand it, go with that, because that's what you need to do, right? And another thing that the left, or not the left, but just in general, people have to focus on is busting up cop unions, because they have a lot of fucking power.
Yes.
They have so much power.
Yes.
And so I'm pro-union, not cop unions. Those need to be broken up. We need some right-to-work laws for cops in states, because they make it so that way reform is just impossible, because they have so much power. They run the cities.
I did a story years ago. Hi, doggy. I did a story years ago on the fact that they had a union, and
Isn't it wild?
Again, it was in the NYPD. New York is a different kind of place, Matt. But
I didn't say nothing.
That's your people. That's your people. But they literally had this whole union, and they did a commercial about blue racism. And they talked about how they are the ones being discriminated against.
Oh no.
The blue racism is for people in uniform, and they feel like, every day they have to walk out in fear for their lives. It was a whole commercial, if I find it, I will play.
You're
I
not
will
born blue. You take off that uniform when you go home.
But that's what they called it blue racism.
Oh my God.
It was the whole thing. And then it was under the Trump era, and so they were feeling very like that's how they were feeling. Like, we can say this stuff. And so many more unions were being created. Just every day you woke up, it was another one, another one. And they all were spreading this blue racism thing with a thin attached with a thin blue line whole thing. So it was so much that, and under those pages and stuff, they had a commercial too, paid for, funded by, all kinds of stuff.
Oh, God.
And underneath those pages, they were like, it wasn't George Floyd at the time. I forget who it was. It was someone else that was murdered, because it's so many at the hands of a cop. And they were saying they deserve to die under the comment section. They deserve to die. They deserve this. Then they were throwing pictures up in the police, and it was police officers themselves too in there saying so many racist things and keeping their jobs. They were like, it was no issue. There was like, these people hate these people, calling these people all kinds of names, saying that this death was warranted and this murder was warranted and all that stuff. And if this person didn't do anything, and if they would have respected the cop and all kinds of stuff like that. And these people were the ones that were on the streets. These are the people that are serving and protecting y'all. Meanwhile, they don't like what you look like. Say something crazy to them. Like, terrible. Yeah. I need this to... I know this is and I hate to say it, y'all. I know this is not the last time we would hear about a story like this, or something that's being covered up and just coming out from body cam footage or whatever. It's so sad. But the reason that we have to amplify these type of stories is to let y'all know that these are things that are continuously happening, and we need it to stop. If we stay quiet about it, they'll continue to do it and get away with it. But at least this person is now behind bars. My thing is, he was sleeping for nights after he did this. Right. That blows my mind. That couldn't believe it.
They think they're above the law because they are. So they,
Yeah, they have qualified immunity. The best place you can hit police officers is in civil court, and then a lot of people don't even know about that. But doing that also puts a target on your back. Not like they're literally going to execute you in your sleep, although they could if you're black. But like, it's more just like, do you want to be on a police list where they're now, when you pop up on a system, that's the person who sued the police. That's the, that kind of shit too. Like,
that's the person who talks about police. That's the person who, does their life's work about abolishing police, and they will hate you. Yeah. They will hate you. Look what happened to Olay just for speaking.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
and speaking against it too, Mayor Adams, and he done sicked all them police on her, and and crew, and it's like they really abuse their authority. They do it for free. They abuse their authority, and just because that they're police officers, they believe that their 10 seconds of training is equal to serving in the military. And I don't understand why they get away with so much. It's not fair that there hasn't been any changes. I know that Joe Biden had put something in place in 2022 for them to be trained on de-escalation. But I don't know how effective that's been since. So
Mike's picture gets me every time.
Yes. I saw just a quick turn, but a video of, or it's audio of JD Vance. Here, let me bring it up.
Is it him being weird?
It's him calling to stop women from traveling from red states to blue states to receive reproductive health care.
Oh boy, let's hear this one.
Let's say Roe versus Wade is overruled. Ohio bans abortion. In 2022 or let's say 2024, and then every day George Soros sends a 747 to Columbus to load up disproportionately Black women to get them to go have abortions in California. And of course, the left will celebrate this as a victory for diversity. That's kind of creepy.
Health justice is where we exterminate
that's right. Yeah.
Black people.
Is that Amy Therese?
Yeah, something like that.
Whose voice is that? I don't know.
That might be Amy Therese. If it is, that's supreme.
Is it really?
Oh,
I don't know. I can't confirm that. That's just me wildly speculating.
Something like that could. I mean, that would be a really weird turn of events that could happen. Yeah. Yes,
and it's like, if that happens, do you need some federal response to prevent it from happening? Because it's really creepy. And I'm pretty sympathetic to that, actually.
What's creepy for me to be like, I'm gonna go to North Carolina to go get an abortion? Like,
how
that's
twisted
creepy,
is that
or is
thought
that
process?
healthy?
Wow.
Is it healthy?
Blocking them from doing that somehow, that's not creepy. But them getting reproductive health care, that's creepy. Like, it's just this twisted worldview.
He's such an authoritarian freak. Oh, I'm not sure if you all saw this as well. Trump is trying to distance himself from Project 2025, but the guy, Mark Roberts, who is the president of the Heritage Foundation, so he also wrote the foreword for Project 2025, but he's publishing a book in September. And can you guess who wrote the foreword for his book?
Donald Trump.
JD Vance.
Oh, look, Donald Trump. And I was thinking about that. I'm like, Donald Trump can't even write a forward. What is It's going to be terrible. Like, yeah.
That would be a hilariously
so there's
stupid
a connection
forward.
in all of it.
Yeah. And they had to change the title of the book because it was something about like burning down America or whatnot. So they changed it to like changing America or something like that. I have a video coming out sometime next week. I've been kind of doing a little bit of research for it, but yeah, it's JD Vance was not a good pick. He's not a good pick.
I don't think he's gonna last. Like, we know Donald Trump. I don't know what the process is, if they can't, but they're gonna do something to make him like bow out or something, or let him go through the whole campaign and then just throw him away like Donald Trump does everybody. Hopefully he don't win, but we'll see how that goes. Yikes, this guy is trash. I mean, like, and then coming out of nowhere, at least make a great name for yourself, but off the gate is garbage. It's just like clownery. It's your joke. So
yeah, I think you're right, Rebecca. Look at this. Look at this. I mean,
worse than Sarah Palin by a lot, actually.
That is quite the feat.
-5.
I was seeing from CNN that they did a piece on this like a couple days ago where he's the only VP choice that has performed underwater after the announcement. Like, he's the only one that's getting negatives out of or at least since like 1980 or something, whenever the count went back to. But the only one. Like, that's how poorly the choice is. They really thought they were just going to cruise to the election, and so they just picked their favorite pick, the guy close to money, the guy that is the future, I guess, of the far right. This weird view. I'm not sure if any of you read that piece. I think it was in Vanity Fair, but it was like this deep dive into Peter Thiel and his connection to, I'm forgetting his name now, Curtis Yarvin, I think. He's like this philosopher on the right who basically wants to see a monarchy. Like, that is the philosophy that this guy has, and that's what Peter Thiel ascribes to, as well as JD Vance. Obviously, he's not going to say that.
How did he pick this guy? Like, I just feel like, where was he?
This is like deep right wing shit. Like, this is where all these so-called thought leaders on the right, this is where they spawn from. Like, this is their dude now.
His sons are the ones that convinced him to pick JD Vance, because he was going to pick Doug Burgum, and then his sons were freaking out.
I love that.
Apparently, like, the quote from NBC News is that they went batshit crazy, and they said, no, JD. And so he went with his sons.
That's so funny.
Not a good decision. I mean, look, I think Rebecca could be onto something. He saw the bump that Democrats got when they replaced Biden, so maybe he thinks he'll get a bump if he replaces, JD Vance. I don't know.
This is the piece that I was talking about, and JD Vance is quoted in here as well.
Ben Greenwald hates
this is
speech,
from
by
a
the
couple
way.
years ago.
He's losing his mind about it.
Curtis Yarvin, this is like the rising right-wing thought leader, and this guy's connected to Peter Thiel, and of course JD Vance connected to Peter Thiel. So yeah, it's a very long piece.
There's a Haitian
but it's a very interesting read.
There's a Haitian thing like that says you don't have a face, like upagin figi. Like, how are you not ashamed to be out there saying that you were anti-Trump? And then immediately
because they don't care.
Like that's called snowant. That means that you don't have a face. I don't know how that doesn't sound good in English, but in Creole, it means like you don't have no kind of.
I didn't realize how great Trump was till he won the election, and all. He just changed his mind because he realized
he's no longer America's Hitler. Yeah, he went from America's Hitler to America's dad.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's the embarrassing part for some. Listen, you're not embarrassed. There's no shame. Like,
that's why Trump loves it. He loves when they bend the knee. Like, all of a sudden it's like, oh, you're an example of like, you just turn it around. Like, I'll let you back in. You can come back to the bosom.
It gives you're on your knees with a lot. Like, you rented penthouses on Trump's dick for no reason. Mm-hmm. After you did all of that, and now this is what you're doing. Absolutely not.
Vance was baptized into the Catholic Church in 2019.
That was yesterday.
Right before the
Isn't
Senate.
That fucking weird? Isn't that really weird? Mid-30s, you become Catholic. Like this is clear. It was all clearly a play, right? Like this is a guy after power. I don't think he actually is he religious. Who the fuck knows? But it's what he had to do to be in the position that he's in now. It's just so bizarre.
Yeah, he's more inauthentic than like Hillary Clinton. Because at least she wants power and will say and do anything for power. But he changed his identity for power. That's crazy.
Yeah. Anyways, should we get to super chats?
Let's do it.
Oh,
I guess I have to go back to the first stream and look at those. Like,
yeah,
we can't do it from here. We got to go.
I took some screenshots of my super chats on my side.
Oh, did you? I'll just go to my account.
Yeah, I won't be able to pull them up on the screen, but we can see.
So I can't get super chats now because I'm still demonetized. We're still working on it.
Jesus, they're so bad.
But it's okay. It's fine. Well, it is what it is. But I'm leaving. I'm out of here. But for the people who did, there are 2 people who did send the Cash App. I appreciate you. Carly Smith, I appreciate you. And Smokey Rose, I appreciate you. If you guys want to give, it's at Becca's Voice on Cash App, RebeccaAzor@gmail.com for PayPal. All right. Look, I'm out of here. You guys can rant until 2 a.m. in the morning. But I love you guys. Mean it. I will see you next Thursday.
Love you too, Rebecca.
Bye, guys.
Bye. I only have 2. Can I read them right away? Because I did the rest of mine while you guys were reconnecting.
Oh, smart, Lance.
But I'll stick around. I'm not going to leave. A85 Ramos with the $5 and the other $5. Thank you very much, A85 Ramos, for both. First one is, you are all awesome people. Thank you for helping me and us shift through the BS and handle on what is happening. And then the second one is a question to everyone. What kind of concessions can Bernie or the unions realistically get from Kamala for the endorsement, assuming she would give the ones Biden gave?
Good picks, or keep the picks on the NLRB, FTC, commitments to certain executive orders and policies. I think that she can kind of overpromise and underdeliver, and if they don't get a supermajority, which they probably won't, so she can say, "I'll commit to this policy." And maybe in Bernie's eyes, that's good enough just to kind of move the needle and get it on the Democratic Party's agenda. I think she's probably going to sign on to what Biden signed on to, which is expanding Medicare to include like vision, dental, and whatnot. The 5% rent cap, I think that's something that she would sign on to as well. I think basically the same stuff. That'd be my guess, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I subscribe to that. Is there more? Should I go next?
Yeah,
feel free.
This is from Funky Fwesh with a W. $10 super chat. Thank you very much. It says, hey, David, great video about Tim Walz this week. I agree 100% that he's the best VP pick for Kamala. I also think Bashir would be a good VP pick. I think he'd be fine. I just don't think he has the same charisma and the same ability to connect to maybe older voters that Kamala Harris could be losing potentially compared to Biden, but Boris Garcia says, I don't care. First of all, $9.99 super chat. Very generous. Thank you, Boris. I don't care what anyone says. JD Vance is an American hero every time he opens his mouth. We get one step closer to saving democracy by hurting Trump's candidacy. Kowalski, thank you for your $9.99. Says it's a big ask, but I want everyone here to start requesting that Harris makes me the Secretary of Agriculture via Twitter. We will end hunger and restore the family farm. No child will pay for lunch. You have convinced me.
That's very ambitious, Kowalski.
Ryan Matthew says it's the stream, not just Rebecca. Oh yeah, that's when we were all breaking up. Now we're into the actual chats. Bender, do you want to go?
Yeah, sure. Are we just reading the ones that aren't in this?
The last,
that's
what
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
The last.
Yeah.
All right. So let me. All right. So Foresto with a super chat. Biden having a mini stroke as Kamala speaks on Gaza. Well, good. If so. Kowalski with a $10 super chat. It seems wrong that a wildfire 1,000 miles from central Nebraska causes a beautiful sunset. Like we're living through an apocalypse, but at least it looks pretty. It's the end of the world, but I'm fine. Tokyo Hans with a super chat. Happy to see the more positive messaging on Gaza from Harris. As I mentioned yesterday on Matt's show, I only have one major concern. Her name is an anagram for malaria shark and may be a problem with undecided voters.
Oh my God. What a creative. Wow. I never think about that.
Right. Wanda with a super chat, $10 super chat, was on a DNC volunteer call with thousands of people, training led by fast-talking Gen Z and over my boomer head, but excited by the energy. They need tech-savvy young volunteers at events.democrats.org. Oh, it's good to hear, Wanda.
Cool.
Maybe you could give us some inside baseball whenever you're on those calls. Let us know what's going on. Shami Sengupta with a super chat. Pete Buttigieg is the Dems' JD Vance.
I wouldn't say that. He's just very.
I think he means like not exciting he would be.
Yeah.
He's just too. People see him as like an elitist, smug liberal. He speaks all these languages, and it's like you would in theory want that in a candidate, but it comes off as kind of pretentious and
he talked
sometimes
too
even
good.
condescending.
He talked too good. Can't have that.
Yeah. And just this is the most important point. You can't have the first gay president have "but" in his name. That's not. We can't accept that. Hurt us forever. It set the movement back thousands of years.
Well, there was a comment in one of our chats before who said that you can't have you can't have the Dems run Harry -butt.
Oh God, yeah. It just is not going to work.
Yeah, that's not.
Harry booty juice, not okay. No,
does not look.
It would hurt the movement too much. Okay, so I have.
Wait, I'm not done. Hold on, I'm not done.
Sorry.
Hold on, I still.
Sorry.
We got Micah with a super chat. Trump hears word asylum, thinks insane asylum, and Hannibal Lecter. He doesn't know the word has two meanings. It's that simple. That's probably it. I think you got it. And the final one before we get to the ones in this YouTube stream, Rachel Atwood with a super chat. Have Dave Matthews Band fans been redeemed yet? Yes, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys have seen that clip of Dave Matthews was protesting Netanyahu.
Redeemed.
Nice.
Yeah.
He was cooking.
Okay. Thank you, Andrew S. and Babe Photo for being members. Jackie Sins, thank you for becoming a member 1 month. Pendulous Dragon, thank you for gifting 1 membership on YouTube. Parched Pigeon 9, thank you for the $1.99. Trans rights are human rights. Keep fighting. Absolutely. Jim Parker with $2 says JD Vance, author of The Kama Sofa. Good one. Good one. Okay. We also have Wrinkle Fighter with $5. Thank you so much. Google the photo of Walt signing the Universal School Lunch Bill into law. I don't know how you'd look at that and not instantly love the guy. Yeah, and there's people that were juxtaposing that photo with him signing into free lunches with the kids hugging him, and a photo of Sarah Huckabee Sanders with kids looking miserable as she signed child labor or got rid of child labor laws. Very, very stark difference there. But yeah, great photo. I do agree.
I can share this.
There we go.
This photo.
Such a wholesome photo.
So wholesome.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Okay, so the
didn't
next
Sarah
one,
Huckabee try to take a photo like that, but the kids are all creeped out? Am I misremembering that? Was that
they
Sarah
look
Huckabee?
they were really upset looking because she was reducing
they
child
were
labor
holding-
laws. Like,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
if you're a kid, like,
Putting you all to
what?
work.
That's a bizarre.
Like, I guess I gotta go hit the factory after school today. Like, come on. Like, that's not. How is that gonna excite them? It's so
Very
weird.
bizarre.
You
Rain
know
sent
who he
a-
looks like? You know who Tim Walz looks like? He looks like Wallace Shawn, who is a huge lib himself. The actor Wallace Shawn, the guy from best known probably for Princess Bride, Inconceivable.
Oh,
Have you
I
seen
know
what
that
he looks
guy.
like?
Yeah.
I think he looks better
like
than Wallace
Wallace
Shawn.
Shawn.
Wallace Shawn is
That's not a good compliment.
no.
Looks like Wallace Shawn. Wallace Shawn is
It's not a
great.
nice thing
Wallace
to
Shawn
say.
is great. Wallace Shawn is great.
He's a
excuse
great
you.
actor. Absolutely.
Oh, he's a
But
good
you're
actor,
talking-
yeah.
He's a huge lib too. Wallace, not even
Huh.
lib. He's a huge lefty.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, I'm seeing more recent photos of him. Yeah. Okay. The older photos where he looks like really skinny, he doesn't look quite.
Oh no,
Maybe
I don't
that's
know what he
older
looks like
photo.
now.
No.
I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh no, back then. Yeah, I see the comparison.
Okay, so Rainlove sent a $10 super sticker of a pair. Looks like a pair working out. Thank you so much for that. Or maybe it's clapping. I don't know. But thank you. Asa Rosa with $2. Tim Walz is the Mr. Rogers of the VP list. Yeah, I like that. I can see that. Smokey Rose with $3.33 says, did y'all see the makeup artist replicate Trump? I have not seen this, no. I'll have to check this out, though. I did see a video on TikTok of somebody turning Trump into a Bratz doll just on, like, Photoshop on their iPad. They're, like, squishing his face into it, and it was very, very cool and creepy, but the way they did it was cool. Dave Martin with $2 says, Waltz is Brad. I agree.
I don't know what that means. I'm too old.
He is.
I as well.
We can get into it in a little bit. I'll read this first before I explain it because that
No,
requires more brain power.
because I work on the internet, I know what it means. But I'm just like,
okay.
I figured it means
it's one of those things where like it
cool.
doesn't do the thing for me that it does for Zoomers, right?
Yeah,
but I'm also not the
I agree.
demographic you need to worry about.
I
so.
get it, but it doesn't resonate.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes.
The Guido and Justin
I need
show.
I am a Borat memes to convey stuff. To you. I need
Right.
I need Austin
That's how we
Powers
think.
memes.
Yeah, exactly. The Guido and Justin show with $5. Thank you so much. She never said the word Palestinian. I don't know if she did. Yeah, I think she did,
She
right?
did.
Rain Love with $5 sent a super sticker with a little pair saying "Keep it up." Thank you so much. Melissa Meyer with $4.99 says Shapiro supported Pennsylvania Republicans in a bill that restricted our progressive DA in Philly. Doesn't surprise me. He also supported charter schools as well, so he's just much more conservative. Jim Parker with $2 says Waltz would be a great VP. You can't have him. Yeah, he's great. He's great. But yeah, I think the fact that we've all wished into existence, maybe it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. It's too good. It's too good of a choice. It's too good of a choice.
Yeah.
You're going to do the conservative thing. All these fucking campaigns do. Oh, we got to balance the ticket out because Kamala's so far left, like he's fucking in the center. And, we got to get this guy. We got to get this fucking right.
They would never let
us
us be that hopeful.
No.
Check the Twitter group, David. I sent you just one more meme for your collection that Gen Z just made with some AI video technology.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr.
I think you'll enjoy
Monster,
it.
member for 13 months. Thank you.
Here, should I bring this up? Is the audio?
You got
What's
it.
the audio? Is it music or?
It's copyright music. So
Is it?
I'll play
Okay.
music.
just imagine fight song is playing in the background.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was up. There we go. Why? I'm not doing that.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Gen Z, man.
god.
They are
Wow.
ruthless.
Oh my god. You know what? AI video, A-okay with me.
That was actually pretty great.
I'm
It serves
sold.
We finally
purpose.
found the product use for it.
Found the reason for
Yeah,
it.
Gen Z is
Yeah.
cooking, man.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Guido and Justin show. I've got a couple more. With $10 says, "Hey Matt, $10. Get a haircut."
Okay. But give me the $10 and I'll get a haircut.
I will not. So no haircut for Matt. I veto it. I'm keeping it.
I mean, I'm probably gonna get a haircut soon. I mean, it's something that I'm gonna do on my own.
My hair's pretty long.
I cut my hair probably a few times a year, just because I don't like when it gets to a certain length. It doesn't feel nice.
Yeah. When it gets to like the ears, then it gets really annoying to me. Let's see. Rain Love with $5 sent a super sticker. It's a little fox with a paintbrush that says #1. Very cute. Mr. Monster with $5. I love Miss Harris, but I wonder what the best way for her to tackle the protests and what the best stance for her should be. I think that she just needs to make sure that, if she's gonna condemn the protesters, don't overly generalize, never talk about how flag burning is terrible, it's protected speech, and always center it around why they're protesting and make sure that they don't feel like you're just like shutting down their concerns, because they need to protest because of the genocide that's happening. Like, it's a legitimate concern. Like, if there's ever something to protest, that's it. So she just needs to make sure that they don't feel like, she's talking past them or trying to demonize them. Bayphoto with $5. Last one here. Some think Trump is conflating asylum with a sane asylum. He talks about countries emptying their asylums, and that's why he brings up Hannibal Lecter. Yeah, I feel like Matt got the same super chat, right?
I think so.
I think you're onto something, though.
Sounds familiar.
Right. Okay. Oh,
All
by
right.
the way, I don't know how many. I have it set to auto ads on YouTube. I've just skipped like 5 ads in the last 5 minutes. Like, they're going ham. So if one slips through, I apologize. I always choose conservative so that way you're not seeing ads that often. But goddamn.
I haven't been watching mine, so maybe there's people are getting ads. I apologize.
Yeah, if I don't pay attention, then
that just sends your audience Republican ads if you choose conservative.
They're just getting Trump ads. That's why I do liberally. lots of positive progressive ads.
Thank you, Ignar Husky. Member for 4 months. Member chat. Truly a leftist audio moment. It was. Although I will say that wasn't our fault, because StreamYard just randomly fucks up.
It's this program that works most of the time, but like once a year or like once every 6 months, some weird shit happens.
We pay so much money for this program, by the way, so it is not cheap for it to be fucking up like that.
Yeah. Bitey Face Puppy Guy, $10 super chat, Canadian. Thank you. Says, for some reason, Daniel Smith's HRT legislation didn't save Jasper from the wildfires. This place is now 30 to 50% burned down. I've been hearing about what's been going on in Alberta. I've not followed it closely, but apparently just crazy wildfires there right now.
Essentially, Daniel Smith, who's like Canada's Marjorie Taylor Greene, big anti-vaxxer, compared vaccinated people to Nazis, all kinds of weird shit. Also, big racist and a separatist, which kind of makes it's all a little funny if it wasn't devastating. Did a lot of things. That she cut like $30 million from the fire. The fire task force teams that they had, which obviously would be devastating if you have record fires. Combined that with like she's basically fought every climate change initiative that was put forward. The NDP ruled before her and actually passed all these like really good bills that actually allow for green energy commitments, and then she's just blocked all of them because she found out that they could do that when they came into power, is just stall all those projects. So they're literally just billions wasted, not being built, jobs not being done. It's just like it's so profoundly, frustratingly bad in what she's doing and getting away with it. But now she won't, because she had to beg Justin Trudeau for help. So they declared a state of emergency. The army's going in there. Jasper is burnt to the ground. If you watch footage of Jasper, it's really sad. It looks completely devastated. It's just nothing. So yeah.
Transaurus Rex, thank you for becoming a member. I love that name. That's very creative. You all are so much more creative than I am.
YouTube commenter, how did you get that name? Thank you for the super chat. Says, I need all black media to invite JD Vance for interviews so more are exposed to how corny he is. His doofus vibes cancel out any fake Trump strength. He's definitely corny.
Kowalski with $9.99. Thank you so much for the generous super chat. So Joe Biden has just realized that no nominee has been selected for the Democrats and has decided to throw his hat in the ring, believing he's the only person who can beat Trump. He forgot the plan. That would be hilarious. I would be for that, honestly.
That's just too ridiculous. That would never happen. I don't care how many times you simulate this world, that part of the simulation would never happen.
Yeah. Asa Rosa with $2. Thank you, Asa. Our games writers noting the story of JD's couch.
Rockstar Games writers.
Oh, Rockstar Games. Okay.
I assume that means.
Oh, I bet
Yeah,
you're
probably.
right. We'll see that in GTA 6 for sure.
Oh, that's for me. Fairy Gaslight. Thank you for the super sticker, which says. Oh my god, what does that say? I don't even know. I can't. It's handwriting. Oh, #1 vlog. I think that's what that says. Thank you so much. Speaking of video games, just briefly, Mike, Tinykin is so fucking good. I'm so glad you brought that up because that was in my backlog, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna check this out. And it's like hitting on exactly what I want to do right now, which is like explore on my own pace. It's like Pikmin, but there's no time limit and there's no enemies. Just figuring out puzzles, exploring around, collecting shit. It's so good. It feels like a Nintendo game. Like it feels like it has like certain quality to it, like a heart to it as well. It's really, really good. I
really hope they make more because I thoroughly enjoyed that game.
I think I'm near the end of it already. Like I've been playing it nonstop.
It's so easy to get into as well.
Yeah.
Oh, this is for me. Tokyo Hans with a super chat. Vance didn't fuck a couch. It was a love seat.
I can't believe I haven't heard that one yet. That's good.
God, there's so many good puns.
Keith Ayeb, thank you for the super chat. Says the way Trump is handling or lack thereof debating Harris is just like how Eric Cartman couldn't handle fighting Wendy Testerberger. I never got into South Park. Like I would like it, but as a kid, that was like the one show my parents wouldn't let me watch. So I just ever since then, I just never watched it. I've seen episodes here and there, but. Oh, for me as well. A lot of people. $4.99. Thank you. Says JD. Do you believe the government should stay out of decisions made between a man and his couch? I would love for the Good Liar or somebody to come up to him and just talk about couches to him, see what happens.
Hairball CT with $5. Thank you. JD Vance sitting in a chair with 5 couches behind him. Cosmere Dragon with $10. Thank you. Very generous. I just noticed that Tim Waltz is invoked by name in the famous "When the looting starts, the shooting starts" tweet. It could be a good angle on how he resisted Trump historically. Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting.
Oh, did he? Oh. You should send that to Waltz's people so he could get that to the Kamala campaign.
Harris campaign,
yeah.
A85. Is this for me?
It's for me.
What was that, Lance?
This one's for me.
It was Amy.
Unless we got the same one.
Okay.
This one's for me. I got this one too. This is for me.
Oh, sorry. It is for you. You're right.
85 Ramos with a super chat. How was everyone's week outside politics? I finished Final Fantasy VII Rebirth finally. Had a blast. Was a little too long, but I loved the gameplay. Week was
love all
good.
things Final Fantasy VII. I'm a big.
What did I do this weekend? I don't even remember what I did this weekend.
Yeah,
my cousin had a baby shower. Her baby shower. There you go.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I had a fun weekend. Went to a wedding. Went to a reception the next day. Had fun.
I went to Seattle.
Chilling. Seattle.
Oh, nice.
I love Seattle.
Yeah. I love Seattle too. Went to go see Kate Trinata, really, really awesome DJ.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
How close were you to Mike? Could have went a little bit further, no?
Oh,
He's in Oregon, not too far.
Yeah, you guys are pretty close.
If we had longer than we basically just went up for the Saturday kind of thing. But yeah, let's do a West Coast thing.
That would be amazing.
I'm fully on board with the whole we could do a live Leftist Mafia. I think that'd be super fun.
Yeah.
But where would we do it? Seems like
New York. I could
baby. I love New York.
I could
New York
catch
is
a
most
train.
obvious.
I could catch a train to Seattle or Los Angeles, but I'm not gonna fly in a plane right now. I can't do it. That'd be a 3-day train ride for me.
Seattle, that's super easy for me. Seattle, I can be there in an hour and a.
Yeah,
I feel like I have this underlying fear of flying that I never realized I had till I started flying more again.
I mean, when you're on,
I didn't have it before, but now I'm fucking scared.
When you're on the plane in the moment, I guess you have a minute or two where it's
it's terrible.
But
I'm in the sky in this flying tube. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Think about how many planes.
Think
about how many planes fly Think about how many planes fly a day though, and nothing happens.
It's not even a rational fear. I know it's irrational, but it's still like I don't want to be in a tube in the sky right now. I'll get on it one day. Okay, I'll be on a plane one day, but right now my mind is not going to let me do that without freaking the fuck out. Especially with the Boeing bullshit.
I cared less when I didn't have a kid. Now I have a kid. I'm just like, oh, what if I die in this flight and he doesn't have a father? It's like that's where my mind goes immediately.
Wow, that is dark.
It goes super
dark. That's
why
my kids fly. That's why my kids fly with me. We'll go down there.
That is one way to eliminate the fear.
Got darker.
Sure,
That got way darker. A85 Ramos with $5. Thank you. Matt, make sure this gets to Mike.
Okay. It's there.
Done and done.
A85 Ramos, thank you. Says it's sad to me that we have to become so numb to these types of things. Just a repeat of what happens in our schools and the country. Just moving on. Yeah, I assume you're talking about the story that Rebecca was talking about. Yeah, it's just on and on.
Definitely not talking about Trump. Everyone forgot about that. I'm baffled.
It's crazy. He didn't even get a sympathy bump. Oh my god, that's mind blowing.
The news cycle went by so quick on that.
He's gone down. No one cares.
Remember that article from Vanity Fair? Or no. It was The Spectator. Maybe, I'm not sure. It was like, we're all MAGA now. It's like, no, we're not.
Yeah,
baby.
I remember. I was like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't read past, but apparently it was like a critique about that. It wasn't really saying that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but I couldn't get past the headlines.
We got clickbait. Oh.
But you never want to clickbait to make yourself look stupid.
No, exactly. Yeah, it was a dumb clickbait.
Somebody else look a certain way, not yourself. Right. That's
you want to clickbait for someone to want to read the article, not want to be like, ugh, go away.
Yeah, you just see the headline and you're turned off. So that's terrible clickbait.
Bitey Face Puppy Guy, $10 super chat, very generous. Thank you. Says just a thought about Alex Jones. He talks about the water turning the frogs gay, yet his political party wants to kill the EPA and deregulate chemical industries.
Good point.
That is a great point. Someone should bring that to him.
That's a really good
Well,
point.
he would say that it's the EPA who's putting the chemicals in there to turn the frogs gay.
Oh,
so
okay.
He would say
so the private corporations
like
want to keep the water clean.
Yeah,
right. No, he would argue something like that because obviously. In the free market, they would be compelled to keep the water clean.
Oh yes.
Otherwise, customers would not do business with them.
Yeah. Yes. As Dave Rubin would say, they'd leave a bad Yelp review, and that'd be the end of that business.
Right.
Yes. People that don't remember a world before the EPA, like
right.
Stupid.
That's why if you go on Yelp and you find a business with a single negative review, you look at those store hours, and it says closed. It just says done. It's out of business.
No longer.
Yelp. All you do is get one negative Yelp review, and that's it. It's done.
Believe me, if Yelp actually did that, corporations would find a way to shut down Yelp. Like,
yeah,
it actually led directly to them closing.
Truth.
Shadow, $10. Thank you. Says the cop freaked out over something that couldn't even be perceived as a threat, just like how the other cop freaked out over a stupid acorn. Oh my God, remember that? Reaction to gravity.
God,
yeah, these people are.
I forgot about the acorn.
Let's see. I think we might have skipped one. This one is mine, but there's one from Loretta Banks before this, unless it's out of order.
It may be out of order. I'm not seeing that order here.
Something about the super chat being about Jennifer Aniston made me immediately assume it was for Mike. I don't know why.
Really?
I don't know why.
Maybe I give off like Friends aficionado.
You give off Friends vibes. Yes, you definitely give off Friends vibes. That's why.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Is that true?
No, I don't like the show. I think it's really corny and stupid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I take it. Now I'll never assume that again. You just gave off Friends vibes. I don't know.
I still take it as a compliment though, so it's okay. It's okay.
I did see the viral post, and I was like, that's actually pretty wild because Jennifer Aniston is famously not political for candidates, and like she's not one of those. She's not like a Katy Perry where you'll see her at like every event and stuff like that. So it's like JD, and also Meghan McCain also made a statement about how she was disgusted by JD Vance too. Yeah. And she said she had gotten phone calls from other women who are Trump supporters who were all equally reviled, and like you have to like course correct on this somehow because like it's gross.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, you can't piss on piss on your own base. Like that's so wild to me.
Half the population, that's your route to victory. That's fucked.
Isn't that fucking insane? I genuinely don't get it. Like these people are such freaks. Which is why I love the whole these people are weird that Tim Waltz has been pushing. I've seen others push it. Kamala even pushed it. That's what we're all thinking. Dave Martin, $5. Did you all see the viral post from Jennifer Aniston about Vance and childless women? Yeah. We ended up talking about it before I read it, but yes, thank you. Appreciate you bringing that up. Loretta Banks with $9.99. Thank you so much, Loretta.
There's a joke to be made there with JD Vance and the Friends couch. I just haven't thought of it yet, but it'll come.
I'll let you cook.
Yeah. Where I live, people can request a mental health professional company to accompany the police. Oh, wow. The police also keeps a database of challenged people in Ohio. I had no idea about this. That's nice that they have that. By the way, as well, a lot of people don't even know this, but if you have like a mental health crisis, you don't have to call 911. You can call 988. And they'll connect you with a mental health professional, and you could tell, like, if you're feeling depressed or you want to do self-harm or you're having some sort of an episode or you're disassociating. Does Canada have that as well? That's
they
something
do.
for everyone.
I've a lot of friends have used it before, especially for like if you need a counselor and you want to speak to someone. Like sometimes you do have to wait, unfortunately. Like for it's not like don't use it as a suicide hotline or anything like that. It's not that. Like there are specific numbers for that, which you should use if that's what you're trying to call, that you'll get help right away on. This is more like if you wait 20 to 30 minutes, you actually get connected with a counselor that can even take you to a psychiatrist if you need it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Narrator with a super chat. 2023 had the most extrajudicial killings by police in a decade. Did it? I feel like I might have heard that stat, but with everything going on, I don't. If it sounds also new to me. Is there another one for me? This is for me too.
What's up now?
Tunbosin with a $20 super chat. Thank you, Tunbosin. She was struggling to stay alive, audibly gargling as the deputy tried to maintain pressure. The dipshit of a human left the deputy to get first aid. He was too busy outside bad-mouthing that lady dying on the floor. Yes, the clip of him outside trying to manufacture the narrative in real time after where he's calling her a crazy bitch, I think he even calls her. Is just wow. I mean,
very disgusting.
Yeah,
very hard.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Narrator with $5.
Can I just quickly say, if you do need mental health resources, it's helpstartshere.gov.bc.ca. So that's
okay.
And it's free. It's free, costs you nothing. Helpstartshere.gov.bc.ca. Everything from addiction to mental health to depression, to stress, etc. So there you go.
That's good to know. I
think this one's for me. Do you have the same one, Mike? Because I have it.
Oh no, I have one with a pig emoji. So that one is for you. I just assume I was looking for a pig emoji coming up. So
there's two. Yeah, they both have that.
Okay.
Narrator with a pig emoji. Pigs also serve in an effective combat role for years. In the military, they require rotations out of combat roles for a reason.
Narrator, a pig in Fort Worth, Texas. And thank you, by the way, narrator. Spent 2 years investigating school librarians and including taking lists of children that checked out certain books. I'm sorry, that's not normal behavior. Jesus. It's just, that's demented.
Noah Zaggeration. Thank you for this super chat. It says, JD Vance makes Dave Rubin sound enlightened. I feel like they could be like brothers or something. There's a similar vibe there. They're not quite the same, but there's a similar vibe there where they're just kind of like a couple of oaths.
I will say, I don't think that JD Vance is as stupid as Dave Rubin.
No, I think JD Vance is more intelligent, but I think he's more of a sociopath too.
Yeah.
Then again, Dave Rubin is
like actually like he ate paint chips as a child stupid. Like that's like he's genuinely stupid. Not to be ableist, but like he actually is not smart, like literally.
Yeah. Oh, this is for me. This Schwan. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Sup, Jugs. Have I shared this before? I think I have.
Sup, Jugs.
I'm surprised this guy remembered it, unless he's the guy I work with.
It sounds sexist, like he's commenting on your Jugs.
I'm almost positive. I'm almost positive I brought this up on an episode, like I don't know, a while back. But this is like I don't know, 15 years ago or something. I interned at a place where this guy nicknamed me Jugs because my initials are DD. So he called me Jugs.
Oh
Just
my
probably,
God.
looking back, probably wouldn't fly today.
Yeah.
But he called me Jugs because of that. Anyways, he says, "Sup, Jugs? Do you think Vance ever had to pay to have a sofa fly to a blue state to take care of it before it popped out of a footstool?" Wait, let me read this again. Pay to have a sofa fly to a blue state to take care of it before it popped out of a footstool. That's so ridiculous.
That my eyes were glazing over. I'm like, hey God, this is like
that's so ridiculous. Thank you. That's hilarious.
Love that.
Tunbosin with a super chat. Oh yeah, Hochul getting sued. Now we wait, I guess. Yes, there's been 2 lawsuits, separate lawsuits filed over New York Governor Kathy Hochul suspending congestion pricing in New York. We'll see what happens. The lawsuit's claiming she has no authority to do so, and I believe that sounds correct to me based on what I've read. So let's see what happens. Foresto with a super chat. By the way, the cop kicked from army for an unnamed crime. Oh, that really?
Perfect resume.
Do you know, Binder, if he like someone? I saw people online saying that his tattoos were associated with something maybe far right.
He had generic skull tattoos on his arm.
Okay,
I mean, they weren't like the SS skull or anything like that.
Right.
And
I think a lot of people have skulls.
The other,
yeah.
I mean, I have a skull on my arm.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
I'm not a white supremacist.
Holy shit!
Undercover the whole time.
The whole time.
Yeah. But the other guy, the one who didn't shoot her, the other guy, he has it was seen in the body cam footage on his forearm. He has like a Nordic tattoo. It's not the black sun, but it's very reminiscent of it. Would I be skeptical if someone had like a Nordic tattoo outside? No. Would I be skeptical of a right? But would I be skeptical of a cop has that Nordic tattoo? I mean, they better be directly off the boat from Norway. Otherwise, I will be skeptical that they.
Oh no, I'm Norwegian.
Zia Spots with $5. Thank you, Zia. Since the last time I asked 1 to 10 how screwed, now that we're looking up 1 to 10 how unscrewed are we? With 10 being like the most unscrewed, I would say 5.
Yeah, it's like a toss-up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I'm thinking a little bit more optimistic. I'm giving it a 6. I don't think it's 50-50. I think it's looking better than it is worse, but it's absolutely nowhere near guaranteed.
Yeah. I like your optimism. The polls are like so 6. Far we don't really know yet, but we're getting some really good indications that this is turning around. It's just the beginning. Also, we're coming off of an RNC bump, which they get all the time. So this is Trump. In theory,
the RNC gives them a bump. That fucking shit is insane.
Yeah,
people watch. I'm like, yeah, that's my party.
Yep. Apparently, it does. Where people get riled up because of it. But so Trump is maybe at his ceiling, and Kamala's kind of at the floor. So we'll see. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch. But I'm feeling a lot more confident.
I think I saw a poll of Georgia where it moved like 8 points, into her direction. Like she's up by I think a point or 2 or something now, or Biden was like so bad there that she's just barely under Trump.
Yeah, one of the problems is we're getting a lot of polls that were conducted between the time Biden was still in the race and dropped out. We have to look specifically at the polls that were conducted after he dropped out, and I think within a week, then it'll be all averages from newer polls. So we'll begin to see what's going on. Andrew asked $5. Thank you. Keep talking about how weird the right is. Also, Vivian is based as hell with a horrible father like Musk. Yeah, I saw
we
that.
didn't talk about that. Yeah.
She responded to him actually, and she her response was amazing. She told him to go touch grass.
Cooked him. Yeah.
It was
she was
really
just
good.
She was interviewed by NBC News that just came out a couple hours ago.
Oh, really?
Yes, they gave the reporter for NBC News was able to get more information out of her because she seems to have been pretty much a private person or wanted to be a private person until Elon decided to start saying stuff about her in a live stream interview with Jordan Peterson. According to Elon Musk's daughter, he's making all that stuff up about it from that Jordan Peterson interview, but also she's claiming that he was an absentee father, that he had half the what's it called? I'm having a mental block. It was a shared custody. There we go. Custody. And he was there like 10% of the time, if even that.
And that she was
also she said that
when claims were made, like she's like, obviously I didn't say those kind of things or think those things because I was 4. Like, are you kidding me? 4 years old. Like, I'm not thinking I might be gay and I'm also like, cosplaying and all this kind of stuff. Like, that's just not true.
Yeah, he just made up a bunch of details about her.
Yeah, he made that all up. It's just
the music, the theater.
Yeah. She also said that the time they did spend together, I don't think this is in the post she put online. I think this is just in the NBC interview. She said in the time they did spend together, she recalled him constantly berating her for being his son and sounding too feminine.
Oh, right. Yeah. Which is, that checks out. He's very much.
He's such a fucking disgusting person. I don't know how you.
He really is.
How you being a father myself. But I don't think you have to be a father just to recognize you should love your child. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you to act?
Yeah.
I think it's the most fucked up that he considers her to be dead. Like, I think that's so gross.
Say that about their child.
It comes off like I want to be the victim. That's completely how it comes off to me. Like, I'm the victim.
But also.
Here.
But also on top of that, like, he actually does have a child who died. Like, that's and it's not apparently. And it's not his trans daughter, who, if he has issues with her, okay, I mean, that's a separate thing, but he doesn't need to consider her to be dead. Like, that's taking it a whole nother level. That's just fucking bizarre. I can't imagine.
Yeah. Worst parent ever. Unit 01. Oh, by the way, that video that I did on Elon Musk, it got bombarded by like right-wing transphobes. I don't know how it got on their algorithm. It's like, well, it's not like that bad. Like, it's 75% like dislike ratio, but usually my videos are like 98%. So they found it. So go like that if you haven't seen it.
You're on some weird corner of the internet, like reply videos. There's got to be like 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Nerdotic and stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't know how that happened because usually my comment sections on trans videos are overwhelmingly positive. So at the end, I'm like, if you're a trans person, go look at the comments. We stand with you. And then this is the one that happened to get bombarded.
On that point, I did a video on my second channel on actually 2 videos on the game Concord, which I really enjoyed. There's a public beta that was out. And that game has a diverse cast of characters and pronouns, like on the character select screen. And that game is fucking
pronouns.
Those video, oh my god, the comments, the downvotes, insane.
Really?
Like at least they get me views. Like, I'm getting some views on this channel now.
Yeah.
But like there's so obviously a hate campaign around. You search up Concord, look at any tweet that's like praising it, they're fucking getting flooded. Oh, this game sucks. No one likes this game. This pronoun. Like, it's woke trash.
God.
Like, it's fucking so weird what these, like, I don't know, are they children? Like, what the fuck is going on with this?
It has to be 12-year-olds, right? Like,
yeah, it's like 4chan or whatever the hell it is. Like, just they have like a thread of like, hey, download this video. Like, it's
I
so
can't
bizarre.
imagine grown adults doing that. Like, if I played a game and I hated it, I can't imagine seeking out content. Be like, fuck you! This, like, you just move on.
Who has that
like,
time? Like, who has that hatred or that time? It's so weird.
I don't get it. Unit 01 with $5 Canadian. Thank you, Aaron Sorkin, creator writer of the liberal fantasy show The West Wing. Let me try that again. Wrote an opinion piece suggesting the Dems nominate Mitt Romney for president. I saw that. Aaron Sorkin is such a goofball. So I never watched The West Wing, but I watched Newsroom. And I enjoyed it overall, but there were moments that were so weird. And I remember,
especially if you go back now, it's really cringy now.
Yeah, now especially because I was
at the time I didn't recognize how cringy it was, but it's really cringy now.
I remember. So the thing that stood out to me,
the
was
airplane scene is so good. The airplane scene is so good.
Oh my god, it's so.
Oh,
cringy.
See, what I was gonna say is the Osama bin Laden scene.
That's
the one, the airplane one.
That's the one.
Oh, is that when it was? Okay, okay. I just remember like they were all like, "We got him," and they're all like, "I'm like, what the fuck?" Like,
it's so bad. It
was really bizarre. Yeah,
his writing is terrible.
I forgot that was on an airplane. It's been a really long time since I've seen it, but yeah, I just remember being very weirded out by it. And also, that dialogue is so fast, where it's like normal people don't respond that quickly in such like a clever way. Like they're
always like fast walking and like it's just so unrealistic. It's just it's so bizarre.
Yeah, I hate his style. It's awful.
Angela W, thank you for the super chat. Says Jasper Townsite 50% gone and Trudeau's fault. Scared of Pierre Poilievre becoming PM, but Biden stepping down and seeing Harris polls. Maybe new Liberal leader. If the Liberals were smart, they would. I still don't know if it would save the party, but it may prevent a majority Conservative government if Trudeau steps down and is replaced.
He needs to.
But
is he in cognitive decline? Can you push that?
No, he's not. No, he's on vacation right now.
Yeah.
Mm.
Binder?
Is this for me? I don't think so.
Probably. I usually don't ask you.
Oh, it is. Wow, I missed it. Tunbosin with a super chat. Peter Thiel and JD Vance follow some really weird shit called Dark Enlightenment. Look up Curtis Yarvin, aka Mencius Moldbug. Yeah, I think we were talking about
the guy
earlier.
Brought up earlier, Curtis Yarvin. Yeah. Oh, Nikki O'Brien. $9.99. Thank you. Says Tim Walls. Yes. I said she has to pick this guy in sync with Matt. Love y'all. Moro Hermida. Thank you very much for your generous $10. The Lupin Lodge, $5 says, Sup Sock Dem Mafia, debate me bros. Viva Eternal Permanente Global Revolution.
Okay, right, Conservative Lodge. Gotcha.
Argonian Bum with a super chat. Any advice for time management when it comes to keeping up with the news? I got ground and that helps, but there's so much social media junk too. Yeah, just log the fuck off. Don't pay attention to the news.
Yeah,
I mean, to be serious, I mean, you know, a lot of times I think people get wrapped up in like they gotta the stuff you see on social media. Every now and then, yes, news will break there first, but for the most part, if it's on social media and it's not like in headline news everywhere else, then, you know, it's probably just for like a niche audience. It might interest you, it might not, but anything that's like breaking news that's like actually really important, you'll see it everywhere. You're not going to miss that. It's about being first to see it, I guess, though. Then that's like, you know, you got to really, but you don't need to.
Just watch the news aggregators that like take stories and give additional context, like the Rational Nationals, the Humanist Reports of the world. That's really all you need. Catch some streams once in a while with, you know, Lantern the Serfs or Like It or Not, or, you know, Majority Report, Doom, just like these types of channels. I think that's what you need to That's what you need to watch, because they give you the best of the best, and, you know, they break it down in a humorous way, give you some additional context. You know, that's what I would recommend.
Hey, good advice. I'm also hearing that a lot of people are getting to into newsletters where you get the email. Like, I can't stand email at this point. I get too many emails. I never read any of them. But if you want your news whenever you choose to read it, just sign up for a bunch of newsletters, and then people that cover shit, you'll just get into your inbox and read it when you want. Don't feel like you're compelled to always have to be on top of everything.
Yeah. Lizzie Bennett with $5. Thank you, Lizzie. That Elon Musk interview was horrendous. He's competing for worst father of all time with Heihachi Mishima. Tekken fans know the reference. Oh, okay. I don't know who that is, but yeah, he is.
Yes, I
such
do.
A terrible father. Holy shit! What a bad.
They're bringing
person.
Heihachi back. They announced that the same day Kamala. I think it was the same day Kamala Harris, or the same day Joe Biden dropped out. They announced that Heihachi, who had he died in the last game, and now he's I guess they're going to somehow resurrect him because it's a fighting game. Doesn't make any sense. But they're bringing him back for Tekken 8. This is for me. Jacqueline Leach, thank you for your $2.79. Very specific. Can we go for a round of everyone's picks for VP? Tim Walls, watch my video. I did a video on it.
Tim Walls pilled me. Tim Walls. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Can we get 4 for 4?
Convert. I'm a convert.
Say it, Matt.
Fetterman Cinema here, Mansion.
But my faith in you.
You spoke over my joke. Way to ruin it.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know you were about to make a joke.
I heard it.
No, for real, Waltz or Bashir seem like the best 2 picks.
Yeah, Bashir for
Let's go Bashir al-Assad, yeah. And Waltz. Elena the Dragon Girl, $5. Regain. By the way, I heard that from Hassan. I have to credit him. I heard that.
I feel like that's something like Trump would call him if they pick him. Trump would call him Bashir al-Assad. Bashir al-Assad. This guy they picked for VP.
Yeah, it stuck with me after Hassan said it. I was laughing, so I have to credit the GOAT for that. Regaming, did you all hear World of Warcraft developers Blizzard voted to unionize on top of Bethesda doing the same? That's really encouraging.
I did.
After so many closures, after so much
500
bullshit,
people that work there too. It's like a big. It's a big.
So happy to hear that. Yeah, good for them.
That's awesome. I'm gonna bow out, fam. I gotta go. Take Chico is staring at me.
All right, you take care.
All right, Blizz.
I'll rate.
We're about to. No, I have to get rid of that right away. Don't like that close-up shot.
Yeah, same. Dave Marvin with $5. Hey, I asked last week for you all to do a live show in Seattle. Please do. I would be cool in Seattle. That's just a quick train ride or a drive.
I mean, that's a long. I love Seattle, but it's a long ass flight.
Yeah, you're on the East Coast. So that's
Yeah, I'd have to bring the whole family if I went to Seattle. I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, it's hard because we're on opposite sides, of the continent.
Let's meet in the middle. Where what's in the middle?
Yeah,
what's in the middle of the U.S. Anything good there?
We don't really want to go there, David.
That's what I'm saying. I guess
I don't leave the West Coast. Okay, I just play it safe.
Pendoc, thank you for your 2. What do you think about Kamala's ad? I think it's great. I think it's a really
I didn't know she had ADD. She'll be she'll be the first. She'll be the first for a lot of things. I didn't realize.
President. Mm-hmm.
That's so great. Much more representation for a lot of us.
Narrator, don't try the crab dip. If you know, you know. I don't know.
Oh. Dan TC, $2. Any thoughts re Newsom homeless executive order? Yeah, he is. What is he doing? He's giving police authority to clear out homeless encampments now, basically following the Supreme Court's ruling that's something that they can do. The guy's a fucking scumbag, honestly. Like, he's such a piece of shit. And he is never going to become president if I have anything to do with it. I think that this man he's a conservative. He is just a conservative, and the way that he has
smooth talking conservative.
Yeah, he's a used car salesman. He's got the greasy hair. I wouldn't trust him if he was trustworthy, but we know he's demonstrably untrustworthy. He's just a fucking piece of shit, honestly.
I feel like that was him saying, I do not want to be considered for VP or anything.
Yeah. Count me out. And I feel like he's the type of person where there's 18 different scandals waiting that Republicans have just
oh, for sure
had,
Didn't he cheat on his wife? That was not that should, prevent you from public office.
Right.
But he's already been in scandals.
Yeah. He used to be married to or date Kimberly Guilfoyle. That's a scandal in and of itself.
That already, no.
For both of them.
Yeah. That's disqualifying.
Yeah.
Anupam, thank you, or Pam, thank you for your $10. S tier, Bashir. A tier, Walls Kelly. B tier, Pete Shapiro. Too many scandals. F, Pritzker. Really? Just a worse Waltz in every way. Or Wall. Is it Waltz or Wall? It's Waltz. I don't know why.
I like Pritzker.
Yeah,
Pritzker's good. I just don't think he's VP. I think he's a potential next, when there's a primary for the Democrats, he should run president. Yeah.
He seems too big to be VP.
Yeah.
Thoughts. Also,
Wait, are you making a pun here or something?
I'm not making. I didn't.
It's like, what? It's a weird thing to say.
His personality is too big. He just seems like he'd be wasted as a VP. Thoughts. Also, is Mike's middle name Richard? He has that vibe.
Yes.
What? Is it? Oh, well, how about that?
Sure.
I definitely believe you.
Edge's Dragon with $5. Thank you. With Waltz's appeal to Gen Z, do you think he can possibly affect the outcome in multiple swing states better than other potential VP picks?
Yes.
I think he can.
Wait, does Waltz have appeal to Gen Z? Do they know who he is?
Yes.
Like,
what's his name? Oh my God. David Hogg has like a whole campaign. He's like trying to get Walls to be the pick.
Oh, I didn't realize. All right,
he's doing
cool,
brat memes with them and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But like, no, apparently he's catching fire.
He's Gen Z's Bernie Sanders.
All right.
I mean, he had high school teacher. I trust a teacher.
Yeah, I do too. That's a great point, David.
Yeah.
The Liberal Lodge.
The Liberal Lodge. The Lumped Lodge. Kidding. It's called Viking Compass. It was made up in 1800s. I forget. Oh, the tattoo. I think they were talking about.
Okay.
Prayer Kowalski with the super chat. The polls always look good in my household. I don't.
That's how Trump spelled polls, by the way, in one of his truths or whatever. He talked about polls. I'm not sure, but he was just talking about
polls.
Like public polls, but he spelled it that way. Yeah, it was very goofy.
Okay.
Sage and Candle with $2. Thank you. Modern paganism is growing religion. That's good news. I'd rather have that grow than evangelicism and Christian nationalism. So that's cool with me. Dave Martin with $10. Thank you. Very generous. Washington state primaries are underway. We have all mail-in ballots due by August 6th. If you live in the 23rd district, Bainbridge Island and surrounding area, vote Bryn Felix, by far the most progressive. Okay, well, I don't know who this person is, but look into them if you live in that district.
Masood Raymond with the super chat. Thank you. CRA has revoked the charitable status of the Jewish National Fund for violating international law by supporting a foreign army and ISL annexation of land in the West Bank. I have to look this up.
That's the Canadian Revenue Agency, I imagine, since they appear to be Canadian. Interesting.
Interesting. Is this from me? It is. Andrew S. with the super chat. Also, for another person to hate on, Trump told his nephew to let his son die and move to Florida. Piece of shit. What was that? I think I recall this. The one that he was supposedly giving money to for medical reasons back in the day. I think I recall something like this.
Yeah, this sounds kind of familiar, but I don't remember. Tenbusan Onuega. Usually such strong words. I think that was in relation to me saying that he usually donates to you. Yes.
Is this the real Stevie Richards? No way. Stevie Richards with the BWO Blue World Order avatar. This can't be the real Stevie Richards. Canada needs a leader, eh? Here comes Benoit Biden. Oh, boy.
Michael Weaver, $10 super chat. Thank you. Says, I think the question is not whether or not Kamala will win, but by how much she will win. I think she's bigger than Obama. I've never seen excitement like this before in my whole life. I agree. Right now, I think it feels like that. Keep in mind, it is the first week. People are really excited that Biden is no longer the candidate. I'm not saying I disagree. I'm just saying let's ride it out. And I think it's important not to get too confident because you want to ensure people actually do go out and vote and not just assume that she's going to win.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's important to stay skeptical.
I agree with David. At least for me, I would say this does really feel like Obama 08 to me. where people were really buzzing and excited, and it was just palpable. But we'll see if it is gonna stay that way. At least this week was a really, really positive shift. So yeah.
I don't think she's bigger than Obama, though. I'm sorry. I
wouldn't say bigger than Obama. I would say it's comparable in terms of like how excited people are.
Well, I think people should sort of. I don't think it's gonna. I don't think she's gonna beat last election 2020's vote totals, but neither will Trump. People should. We're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna get a new record here of most votes ever. I think. No, maybe we'll see.
You don't think people stayed home in 2020 because of the virus? And like, I remember there was some angst around some of that.
People mailed in their ballots. It was probably that might be.
Mail-in balloting was a big.
That might be the record for a while. Honestly, I mean, 81, and it wasn't like 81 million votes for Biden, and like Trump was like, it was tens of millions of votes behind. Like he got a lot of votes too. He was like the second most votes in history too. Like it was
That's wild.
A huge election because of the focus on mail-in ballots, so people didn't have to all remember to go out and schedule going out sometime during that one day. That might be the record for a while. It's obviously going to eventually be beaten because the population grows, but I don't think people should think that we're going to defeat that in 2024. We just got to get more than Trump.
Yeah.
Tambusan, thank you for the $2. Says Congress this week equals a bunch of clapping seals.
Hate 'em.
So it's fair to note that I think most Democrats weren't there, right? And then they filled the seats to make it appear like it was a full house, which is a bizarre act, like it's the Oscars for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Dylan Anderson with a membership super chat, member for 12 months, a whole year. Thank you, Dylan. Are y'all seeing the Park Fire in California? Same county as the Dixie and Camp Fire, and Cali Senate just voted down increased pay for firefighters. Did not know about this, no.
Where was I? Narrator, thank you for the super chat. Says Hunter x Hunter returning September 4th, Fable 4 next year. I just looked up what Hunter x Hunter was. Like, what is that? It is a manga series. I was not familiar. I'm not into manga, but I appreciate it. I respect it.
It's also
Fable 4, yeah.
It's also the name of the.
Okay.
It's also the name of the president's son.
Oh yeah, it's also a TV series.
Right. Yeah, I watched some of the anime and it was pretty good, but I kind of like lost interest after a while. But I enjoyed it for a little bit.
Yeah, I have a Crunchyroll subscription. Or is it Crunchyroll still, or is it the other?
Yeah, it's still Crunchyroll.
Because it was like Funimation. I think I was subscribed to, then it moved over. Yeah, I'm looking for something to check out and watch. Preferably a movie though, because all these fucking animes, like some of them, like One Piece, it's like 1 million episodes. I'm like, I can't.
So long.
I'm not gonna get into that now.
I'm on episode 650, and the arc that I'm on is just dragging right now. And it's like,
oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Kowalski, I'm in the middle of the country. I got room for you. There we go. We can hold.
Maybe right. Maybe we should do. Maybe we should do the live show in Nebraska, right?
Just for Kowalski. He's the only guy that shows up.
He'll be the only one there. Yeah, right.
Autistic Goblin with $10. Very, very generous. Thank you. Meet in the middle and have Kowalski as a guest host. That'd be amazing.
No, because then we'll have no audience. We can't.
We need someone to watch the show.
Missing Futures with a $10 super chat, and according to YouTube, this is your first ever super chat on a live stream. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your first. You don't have to read on stream if you don't want to. Oh, well, do I? I will. I have movie review channel on YouTube, Futures Missing. I am normally here on a different name. This is embarrassing. No, it's not. Everyone check out
Why is this embarrassing?
Futures Missing on YouTube. Let's see.
It's an amazing YouTube channel. I highly endorse it.
It's like some far right.
You don't want to say that without checking it out. Yeah, you want to be careful on that one. Oh, you just started it because it's new, it looks like.
Kowalski
There you go. Check
with
it out.
$2. Sam Cedar for VP. I just want to see the debate.
He should just run for office. Run for Senate. Take Schumer out.
He was amazing.
There you go.
He was supposed to run for Senate to just not with any
supposed
idea
to like
of
not
winning.
joking or just like
there was an idea, not supposed to, like there was a push to get him to run for Senate last time Schumer was up. Was it 2022? Just to like be able to get out there and hit him on things, but it never. I don't think he's
hold him left.
Deal with that shit, you know?
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Yeah,
it would be great, but I don't blame him at all. Who wants to be in that shit show?
Narrator with a super chat, General Strike 2028. Get ready. All right, I'm getting ready right now. No one disturb me until 2028.
That's what the I think.
I thought there's supposed to be one for next year. For Sean Fain, I thought was discussing one for next year.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought he was discussing 2028. I could be blending that with what you're hearing, David. But yeah, apparently
I thought it was 2025. He was planning a general strike.
If unions could pull off a general strike, that would genuinely be like game changing. So
of course, yes.
Yeah, I'm down.
Pendoc, thank you for your super chat. Says Kamala leading Trump in Michigan by 1%. Trump was beating Biden by 8%.
It's a new game now, folks.
It's one poll. It's just calm down.
Well, maybe after that,
to see the averages.
Definitely a good sign if that's the truth.
Maybe after that speech, it'll go up a little bit more. That was surprising to hear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, like I obviously a lot more needs to be done, and she still made her overtures to, Zionists and Israel, but the long and truly felt empathetic section about what's happening in Gaza is something that we have not heard from anyone in this administration for 9 months. Nothing even close to it, honestly.
When what she did is she made it easier to answer the question, is there a difference between her and Donald Trump? With Biden, that the answer to that question on the issue of Gaza is probably not. Like, he maybe would just go more balls to the wall, but I mean, Biden is already letting that happen. But with Kamala Harris, now you can actually make an argument that, okay, no, there is going to be a real palpable difference between her and Donald Trump, which is what was desperately needed, because if people don't feel like there's going to be anything that changes on this issue, if this is your number one issue, you're not voting. So
I mean,
it's good.
There's always a difference between the parties. Like, there's at least Democrats that are fighting for the right thing, right? Like, so there's also Trump Heights in Israel. In the Golan Heights, like, you know what I mean? Like, and Netanyahu wants Trump. I think that also gives it away. But but yeah.
Oh, he is not going to be happy about Harris's speech. He is not gonna.
Yeah,
because that's the first time anyone in the administration has said anything even like that.
Yep. Daniel R, thank you, says Candace Owens' voice, which I will not attempt to imitate. Where my stable lefties at? That's a reference to the sound drop that Aaron Brown always uses. Thank you. Lizzie Bennett, $5 super chat. Thank you. Says, I prefer Bashir and Walls. Kelly and Shapiro are pro-Israel as far as I know. Thanks, David, for getting the Tekken reference. No problem. I'm not super into I'm just shitty at fighting games, but Tekken 8 was one where I'm like, you know what? This game looks cool as shit and it's really good and I still suck at it, but it's still fun.
Angela W with $2.79. Thank you. A bit later, but yell pivot at Matt. Pivot.
Pivot, Matt.
I don't know what that. Okay.
No
T King with a super chat. What are the chances SCOTUS overturns Harris win? I mean, I was gonna say I'd like to see them try, and then supercut to them doing that, and me.
At that point,
like
the country
idiot.
burns the fuck down if they try to do that.
Yeah,
shit.
I don't think. I mean,
they did it in 2000.
Who knows? Yeah,
yeah,
who knows?
But that was
it was a little bit.
They did, but that was a situation where they could try and pretend they didn't. You know what I mean? It was
a very unique situation.
Yeah.
If you're saying, do they overturn her win because of the whole Biden-Harris swap? I don't think that.
Yeah.
But could they overturn the win if like there's another 2020 situation? That I can see.
Yeah, some close states, and then they just, or the states work against her in some way.
Mm-hmm. Also, I just want to say,
overwhelm the vote. Overwhelm the vote.
Yeah. I'm looking at our background, and David, because of that like little white light on the right-hand side of your screen, doesn't it look like we're like we could potentially be in the same room? Like it fades into my
like it's fading into it. Yeah. There's a good gradient going on there. Just reach over and smack you.
Like I'm actually sitting right next to you, right? Yeah, like.
Masood, thank you for the $5, says Danielle Smith. Hey, citizens of Jasper, I know your city burned down and the loss of your home is tragic, but look how much the oil industry made. Yeah, Danielle Smith is, from what I hear, a disaster. I remember seeing a lot of her before she ended up becoming the leader and the premier. Sage and Candle, $2, says, I posted a new poem on Instagram about Congress. Well, how about that? Thank you, Sage.
The Leopardixel's Wondrous Musings with a super chat. LTTP, I recommend the show The World. Late to the party, I recommend the show The World Ends With You.
That is based on that is as if it's the same thing we're talking about, that is an anime based on a video game that was on the DS that was later. There's Neo The World Ends With You, which is the sequel to it. I've only played Neo. I have the original on the DS, but I haven't played in terms of I have like I downloaded a copy of it, but I actually watched a bit of the anime. I didn't get through it. Like it's fine. It's just, to me, it's very like I was watching it because I wanted to play the sequel and kind of know what the hell was going on. If you're not going to play the games, I don't know. I think it's a point watching it. It's just it's not. It's not fantastic. It's fine. I think it's
fine. Babe Photo with $4.99. You think if we send Nancy Pelosi to the Knesset, she could take down Bibi like she did Biden? Maybe. I mean, Nancy, she could pull the levers of power. She knows how it's done. So you know what? We should at least try it, right?
It's me again.
I think I'm done.
Rarts 25. Thank you. Says, would you do ayahuasca again and leave media for a while if Trump wins? Walls 20. I wouldn't do that again because I have a son now. I would feel weird leaving for a week and just doing that. I'm past my ayahuasca days. But it definitely would be a depressing time if she won. That's for sure.
If he won.
Sorry, if he won. Yeah, sorry.
Ooh, David,
obviously, if she won, it would not be depressing.
David let in the mass slip right there, folks.
No, the problem is it's 11:43 p.m. and I'm fucking falling asleep at this desk.
The right-wing Trump supporters coming out of him right now,
folks. Possible curry dork. Thank you. Says, I'm going to take a dump on my... Jesus Christ, we start hard. I'm going to take a dump on my chest. How do you take a dump on your own chest? If Harris picks Shapiro, Bashir gang here. I like Walls, but I feel like Trump would criticize him for the riots.
That's
criticize
possible.
him for the riots. He's going to criticize them regardless. Never give in to the idea of, they're going to attack us from the left, because they're going to fucking do that regardless of what the fuck you do. So the idea of like giving into that worry, to me, is stupid. You have to worry about turnout. You have to worry about, are we going to get enough young people out to vote? That should be the concern.
Could you do me a favor? Keep this super chat on the screen.
Yes.
Trump would criticize him for the riots, and pull up a photo of Waltz for a second.
Bring up a photo of Waltz?
Yeah, just pull up a photo of him for just 1 second. Right. Just like a still of him on MSNBC or something. Just
give me a
moment. We'll wait a second. We'll wait a second. It's all right. We have a second. It's not going to take too long. It's not hard to find.
Is this going to involve taking a shit in the chest and for some reason bring Waltz into this?
No. No.
Where are you going with this?
It's just
okay, here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the leader of Black Lives Matter, right there.
Yeah, exactly. That argument's not going to work. He's going to use that argument against Kamala Harris. Like that's where he's going to use that racism.
The leader of the Black Lives Matter movement, right there.
terrible. There's more coming in. Rolando, thank you for your $10 super chat. Says, David, were you or Mike able to finish Metal Gear Solid 5? What are your thoughts on it? The devious plan of the main. Okay, I don't want to spoil things if spoiling things are happening. I have not finished it now. I am playing it, but I'm playing it in addition to playing like 6 other games. It's just maybe I'll finish it at some point, but Metal Gear is a game where it's like except for 4 that I actually beat. I haven't beat a Metal Gear game, so it takes. I usually at some point just like fall off of it. Kojima, I appreciate his work, but the gameplay in his games for me never really hit as well. Though MGS5, it plays very well. Definitely the best playing Metal Gear game. But we will see. I don't want to comment
tried it yet myself
on whatever story there is. But I appreciate the super chat. Thank you. And this is the last one for me. Pendoc says, why people love Kamala so much? I mean, she is okay, but everyone's treating her like she is FDR. Because it was Biden. Everyone thought, oh, it's going to be Biden. We have to deal with Biden. It's Biden. Biden's going to lose. Look at these fucking polls. It's going to... That's it. I think it's less about Kamala and more about the fact that, oh my God, this amazing thing where Biden's not the candidate actually happened. And now there's some excitement. Yeah, and look at this fundraising. So like she has a really good shot. She has definitely a better shot than Biden did. That's I think where a lot of the excitement's being generated from.
Yep. It's also pretty like when you think about it, it's pretty shocking that like the Dems actually did something completely offbeat, and gave the base what they wanted.
Yeah,
like this is unprecedented.
To be fair, it's because the donors wanted it too. That's why. That's the only reason.
Well, I do think they were
the George Clooney piece, like the fundraisers.
I think the polls were more so it. Honestly, I really do.
Yeah, but I think the polls led to. Yeah, okay, fine. So I guess you could say the voters led to where the donors ended up. But
right.
But regardless, yes, it did happen. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's still pretty like this is unprecedented. This has never happened. There's never been. An incumbent president has never said they weren't going to run for re-election after saying they were going to and winning the primary and doing this right before, like a month before the convention. This is uncharted waters here.
Oh.
Narrator with a super chat, look into the constitutional sheriffs movement. I will. And Angela W with a super chat. Sorry about my hour too late friend's couch joke. I don't even remember the joke, so don't worry about it.
We were too late to it. It was our problem.
Yeah.
Oh,
and this is the last one.
Johnny Coonan with a $10 super chat. Hey guys, I want to get your opinion on something. I have a buddy who has been drawn into the Joe Rogan, RFK Jr., Elon Musk fan club, so to speak. What does he see in those guys? Thanks a ton. I mean, I can't help you there either. I mean, I think, truthfully, those folks are... There's a few things. They're easily swayed into believing that, like, Elon Musk is a really smart guy and is going to take us to Mars and save the planet. Like, there's that cohort. And I guess also there's another cohort that I guess makes more sense if you're into those three specifically, that these are 3 guys who are speaking truth to power and talking about what the mainstream doesn't want you to know about, even though it's ludicrous. It's bullshit. These are 3 of the most mainstream, the richest man on the planet, the most successful podcaster of all time, who has the largest audience of anyone I could think of, and you have a literal fucking Kennedy. I mean, you're not talking to like the underground here. You're not hearing from the underground here. These are like people who have something to gain from it. But there's a few types, and I named 2 of them. I don't know. What do you guys want to say anything to this?
As somebody who used to watch Joe Rogan before, I mean, then he went fucking crazy because I had to stop watching. But it's I put it on when I was like, working out or something. It's my guess is that Joe Rogan is what pulled this guy into RFK Jr. and Elon Musk. I don't think he came to these separate times. I think Joe Rogan is the reason why this guy also likes RFK and Elon Musk. And he likes Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is, if you don't know shit about anything, it's like an easy listen. It's like some background. It's a guy talking shit. It can be, he's funny. Like when he has comedians on, they can be like, there are moments there that like, there's a reason why the show is popular. Like it can definitely be entertaining. The problem is when he gets on any political issue. That's why I had to stop listening. It's like, I'm enjoying this. Oh, and now you're fucking going down some rabbit hole about some stupid shit where you sound like a dumbass and I can't anymore. So, but there are people, if you didn't know that he's talking bullshit about some topic, then you're going to be roped into it. So it's just like, I wish I could tell you how to pull him out. I came to my own conclusion, and like I just figured it out myself, because it was not I figured out. It was that Joe Rogan just became more right wing. Like, he definitely was not who he is now. So that's why I stopped listening. But I'd say
give them alternatives. A good alternative of that, like, if you want to feel like you're part of a community of, like, dudes who are onto the truth, give them like Chapo Trap House. I think that the jokes will get you if you're not political, but then it'll maybe get him to think about things differently. I think that's maybe a good gateway drug. I
think like Hassan maybe too would be a good
Hassan. Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah.
But it's not really a podcast, but alternatives I think is a good idea. There's more. Oh, there's one more.
Oh, it's for me. A radio-friendly box with a super chat. Biden dropping out is the Sonic Hedgehog redesign after fan backlash.
I love that enough.
That is actually really good.
That's great.
That is really good.
Yeah.
Right. So,
maybe I remember that.
Maybe we'll see a movie down the line with Biden in it, and they'll call him like the ugly presidential nominee or something. The ugly, because that's what they did. You guys know that the Chip and Dale movie that came out on Disney Plus. There's a scene where they're like at like a comic book convention, and the ugly Sonic is there, and they call him like Ugly Sonic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like the original Sonic.
You reminded me. I haven't
there.
finished that movie. I started watching it.
It was
I
good.
was enjoying it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
I didn't even know that.
I watched Chip and Dale too when I was a kid. That was a great cartoon.
I did too. I did not see that. I'll have to check it out.
All right, that is enough. Good night.
Oh wait, I got really quick. Wait, really quick. I got on Twitch.
It.
I got two on Twitch. Really quick. Looney Tunes 9000 resubscribed for 1 month at tier 1. They've been subscribed for 7 months. Oh, peace, David. 7 fucking months, and my first up is Lance Mo. I don't even know. Let's fucking go. Okay. And then Valanova cheered 100 bits. David did an ethics in journalism vid a few days ago. Just as he left. Oh, and really quick, someone just sent me a super chat. Where is it? Sean with a super chat. Did you see Hassan VP tier list on X? No, I didn't. Did we talk about it? I don't remember.
No. Do we want to raid Adrian Vixen?
Oh, wait. Sure. Hold on. Let me pull them up. Mike, you're ready to get the fuck out of here, aren't you? You're like, I was like, did we see the tier list? And you're like, no. Should we raid? Should we end this fucking shit?
I'm on a different page, so I'm focused on that. I've had to skip like 20 ads tonight. I'm not joking. I don't know why they're just popping off on YouTube.
All right, I see them. I'm getting the raid set up. I'm pressing the start raid button.
Same. And thank you to Lance from the Surfs for the raid earlier. Really
you got raided by Lance from the Surfs. Interesting. Yeah. I wonder what made him raid you. That's interesting. All right, folks.
We'll
great
see you
show.
Next week.
Always a pleasure. See you next week. Oh wait, are you hitting raid? Did you hit raid?
I'm hitting raid right now.
Boom, bada bing. I'm hitting it too.
All right, take care, folks.
Peace.